The tension in the waiting area was thick. Chen Yang sat quietly in the background, eyes closed, conserving energy. On the opposite side, Zhao Minghui couldn't sit still. His eagerness to enter the ring was barely restrained. Next to him, Lin Bing furrowed his brows, his voice low and serious. Minghui, I have a bad feeling about this. Chen Yang isn't just some fluke or overhyped rookie. I wasn't careless that day. I lost for a reason. His strength, it's beyond that of a junior warrior. He's something else. A cut above, even among super warriors. Zhao Minghui's expression shifted. You're serious? Lin Bing's face hardened. You think I'd lie to you? Our families go back generations. I'll be honest, I took the experimental combat serum. I'm already at the level of a high-level warrior. And I still lost. Zhao Minghui's confidence began to waver. If even Lin Bing, with enhancements, had fallen, what chance did he have? He turned to the betting board, only to see Chen Yang's odds listed at 2.1. High, almost too high. The crowd clearly didn't expect him to win. But that number sent a shiver down his spine. Fine, Zhao muttered. I'll trust you one more time. But if you lost after using the serum, what am I supposed to do? Lin Bing leaned in. There's still a way. You could use the serum too. Zhao hesitated. You think it's safe? I tested myself. You'll be fine. Do you have the vial on you? Zhao immediately reached for his phone. I'll have it brought in. 10 minutes later, a security courier handed over a sleek lockbox. Zhao opened it carefully. Inside lay a black vial that shimmered faintly, pulsing with raw energy. Had Chen Yang been there, he would have recognized the box. Once belonged to him. Lin Bing gave Zhao a firm pat on the back. It's time. Go show him what you're made of. Zhao sneered as he pulled out the serum. That kid's finished. As Chen Yang rose from his seat and walked onto the training ground, he met Zhao's burning gaze from across the arena. Zhao grinned viciously and drew a finger across his throat in a cutting motion. The host stepped up, igniting the crowd's energy with his booming voice. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our highly anticipated sixth match. Today's showdown features two elite warriors and a grudge steeped in drama. He turned to the left, representing the Zhao family and the Martial Artist Academy. One of the top 5 students in the entire third year, already a great warrior and heir to incredible resources. Zhao Minghui. A cheer erupted from the crowd. And on the other side, we have the top scorer of our most recent martial assessment, a rising star who joined the elite joint team. Chen Yang. Another wave of cheers, though slightly more reserved, followed. Now, here's what makes this match really interesting, the host smirked. Zhao Minghui's fiancée, Lu Exin, was once Chen Yang's high school sweetheart. That's right, today, not only pride is on the line, but the right to pursue love itself. Who will triumph? The veteran elite with every advantage, or the dark horse who's defied all expectations? Let the battle begin. The crowd erupted into a frenzy. Zhao Minghui will win. He's unbeatable. Meanwhile, Chen Yang's supporters were few and quiet. Honestly, this outcome is obvious, a middle-aged man muttered near Lu Exin. Zhao Minghui's background, talent, and power make him untouchable. Another chimed in. Exactly. Going against the Zhao family over a girl? Foolish. Lu Exin's face darkened. She clasped her hands, whispering a silent prayer. Please win, Chen Yang. Zhao strode toward the center, arrogance radiating from every step. Last chance, Chen Yang. Kneel and apologize, and I might spare your dignity. Otherwise, I'll beat you so bad your own mother won't recognize you. Chen Yang didn't flinch. Cut the nonsense. Let's get this over with. That calm expression only infuriated Zhao more. He shed his coat and nodded at the host. Begin. Both charged forward in an instant, their right fists igniting with flames. In a blazing clash, their punches met with a thunderous shockwave that rattled the training ground. The crowd gasped. Neither man gave an inch. Zhao launched a flurry of strikes, 5, 6, 7 in the blink of an eye. But Chen Yang met each blow, countering with equal strength and precision. From the sidelines, the spectators were stunned. This Chen Yang is no joke, one student whispered. Zhao Minghui should have had the upper hand already. A white-haired student scowled. Don't be ridiculous. Zhao hasn't even gone all out yet. You'll see. A girl with long hair, sitting elegantly on the sofa, studied the screen. Still, you have to admit, Chen Yang keeping up with Zhao in speed and intensity says a lot. His stamina, focus, and strength are top-notch. The white-haired student snorted. You'll change your mind soon enough. I'll bet a high-grade primeval stone on Zhao. The girl smiled, eyes gleaming with curiosity. You're on. I'm starting to like this Chen Yang. After a full minute of intense, back-and-forth combat, both fighters simultaneously leapt back, putting distance between each other. The dust settled. The crowd hushed. Chen Yang stood calmly, barely winded. Across from him, Zhao Minghui was visibly gasping for breath, his face flushed, sweat dripping. Chen Yang's sharp eyes quickly scanned him, noting that despite his ragged breathing, only about a fifth of Zhao's vitality had been used. You're tougher than I expected, Chen Yang remarked with a smirk. Not a bug to crush underfoot. But if you must know, I was only using 30% of my strength. Zhao Minghui narrowed his eyes. Oh, I was only at 50%. Let's see how long you last when I get serious. Inside, Zhao Minghui felt a wave of anxiety. He knew that was a lie. He had used much more than half of his strength. But he couldn't let Chen Yang get the upper hand in momentum. Good, Chen Yang replied lightly. Then I guess it's time I stopped playing around. What Chen Yang didn't say was that a full-force blow from him now carried 10 tons of power, enough to crush solid steel. And if he layered on his unique talents, not even most martial artists could walk away unscathed. Zhao Minghui sneered and snapped his fingers. Instantly, a wall of flame erupted around Chen Yang, encircling him in a blazing inferno. Again with this trick, Chen Yang sighed. Got anything new? Mimicking Zhao's gesture, Chen Yang created his own ring of fire, almost as if mocking him. Now this is interesting, the host exclaimed to the crowd. Both fighters are using nearly identical techniques. Who will outmaneuver whom? Let's find out. Go, both fighters shouted, compressing their firewalls inward toward each other. But Chen Yang didn't stay still. While the audience expected a fire clash, Chen Yang enveloped himself in a burst of green vitality and summoned a dark green saber into his hand. He surged forward through the wall of flame like a bullet. He's cutting through? Zhao Minghui's eyes widened. His firewall was breached like paper, and before he could react, Chen Yang's blade tore through the flames, aiming for his chest. Instinct saved him. Zhao dropped and rolled just in time, tumbling from the searing trap, but not fast enough. The heat scorched his robes, burning his skin beneath. Panting, Zhao raised a wall of energy to block the next assault. But Chen Yang didn't slow down. His saber whirled with relentless speed. Zhao was forced to dodge frantically, narrowly evading each strike. Still, he couldn't escape the onslaught. Chen Yang pressed the attack. His speed surged to its 7th tier, his movements a blur. In seconds, he was upon Zhao again. Too much. Zhao roared, drawing his sword and channeling all his remaining energy into a counterstrike. Steel met saber. Sparks erupted like miniature lightning bolts as the two clashed, thunder echoing with each strike. Break. Chen Yang injected his vitality into the blade and activated his disintegration talent. Clang. Zhao's sword shattered in his hands. The force of the impact hurled Zhao back over 10 meters. He skidded across the floor, coughing up blood as he barely managed to brace himself. Unbelievable, the host shouted, eyes wide. Chen Yang just shattered Zhao Minghui's weapon and held back from finishing the blow. Could we be looking at the true dark horse of this tournament? Gasps swept through the audience. No one had expected Zhao Minghui, the prodigy backed by the Zhao family, to fall behind so fast. Zhao trembled with rage and humiliation. His face was burning, not just from the fire, but from the shame. You forced me into this. He reached into his robe, pulled out a black vial, and downed the liquid in one gulp. The host blinked in confusion, but Chen Yang knew exactly what it was. The experimental serum from that lockbox. As the crowd buzzed with confusion, Chen Yang's eyes narrowed. He activated his clairvoyance talent. Through it, He watched the horrifying transformation unfolding inside Zhao's body. The serum coursed through Zhao's veins like molten fire, bursting through his meridians. His muscles swelled, his vitality condensed violently, and an unnatural force began to emanate from him. He's evolving, right here in the middle of the match. The host took a sharp breath. Ladies and gentlemen, is this really happening? Zhao Minghui's energy is rising drastically. Could this be a breakthrough? Even among great warriors, breakthroughs in battle were extremely rare, dangerous even. Yet before their eyes, Zhao Minghui's presence ballooned. In the spectators' lounge, the long-haired girl and the white-haired man stared at the monitor. Sister Chen Yang's done for, the white-haired man said, smugly sipping his drink. He's going to break through into the martial artist realm, Chen murmured, slightly shaken. He's been hiding his strength all this time, but I still feel like Chen Yang hasn't gone all out yet. The white-haired man scoffed. There's a world of difference between a great warrior and a martial artist. Even a freshly advanced one can crush a dozen of the former. Chen didn't reply. Her gaze remained fixed on Chen Yang's calm figure. Back in the arena, Zhao's transformation completed. He stood, revitalized, his aura dense and electric. He was no longer just a warrior. He was something else. Talent scan, Chen Yang whispered. Half-mutant, Zhao Minghui. Cultivation talent, top tier. Special talents, strength top, speed, high, fire, top, thunder top. He's mutated. The serum forcibly upgraded his body and gave him a whole new elemental affinity. Zhao stood tall, reveling in the raw power now surging through him. Sparks crackled around his body as blue lightning danced across his fists. Chen Yang, it's over. Liu Xen is mine. He lunged forward, his fist charged with both fire and thunder. The air sizzled and warped. The crowd recoiled from the sheer pressure. The white-haired man stood up in shock. He awakened thunder affinity too. Even Xian looked stunned. This might be too much. Chen Yang can't win like this. The balance of power had shifted. The crowd watched in stunned silence. And yet, amid the growing pressure, Chen Yang didn't move. He simply raised his head and smiled.
Hey, welcome to Firescale Audiobooks. If you enjoy our audiobooks, please consider subscribing to the channel. Also, feel free to share your review in the comments section below.
Chen Yang. In the auditorium, Liu Xin showed an anxious and worried expression. As a student of the Warrior Academy, she certainly knows the gap between a martial artist and a great warrior. Even the weakest martial artist can deal with 3 great martial artists at the same time. Unless a miracle happens, it is impossible to win this match with Chen Yang's special talent. Facing the flashing punch, Chen Yang felt the pressure several times higher than that of a great fighter. Although he had killed a martial artist and a ferocious beast, he had relied on his wisdom to win by chance. What's more, now that Chen Yang didn't dare to release other talents at all, facing this punch, Chen Yang could only dodge it. Chen Yang used his speed to the extreme, only to see Zhao Minghui's fist brushing against his cheek, and the talent of Thunder Element made Chen Yang's hair stand on end. Chen Yang, give up. You don't deserve her. Zhao Minghui smiled coldly and was not in a hurry to end the game. He enjoyed the mood at this time very much, defeating an opponent he hated under the eyes of everyone. This feeling made him feel very comfortable. You've mutated. Chen Yang looked at Zhao Minghui calmly and said, What did you say? Zhao Minghui was taken aback after hearing this, but his heart suddenly turned cold. In order to win the game, do you have to use even abnormal means? Chen Yang broke the point. I've seen experimental subjects who were exposed to the potion and finally turned into a ghost and a ghost. You are very similar to her now. Zhao Minghui was shocked after hearing this. The black potion is a top secret of their family. How could it be known to outsiders? Thinking of this, Zhao Minghui became murderous. Although he didn't know the side effects of the potion, he must not let the other party leak the matter about the potion. There will be some accidents more or less in the match at the warrior training ground, and Zhao Minghui intends to use this as an excuse to kill the opponent. At that time, it would be good to declare the mistake to the outside world, and it would cost some money at most. He must let this secret be buried in the soil. You know too much. Zhao Minghui no longer played with Chen Yang. He emitted a strong electric field, and several huge lightning bolts fell from the sky and struck at Chen Yang. Chen Yang felt a great crisis. The thunder and lightning fell extremely fast, and it reached the top of his head in the blink of an eye. Chen Yang propped up a vitality shield, which is the vitality fog under the control of vitality. Although it was only a dozen centimeters thick, it was much harder than ordinary shields. The lightning strike on the vitality shield only stalemate for a few tenths of a second, and it was also a few tenths of a second that gave Chen Yang time to react. Wind element gravity. Chen Yang secretly blesses himself with two talents that cannot be seen with the naked eye. Like a loach, he can avoid the attack of lightning every time. So fast, the long-haired girl exclaimed. His speed has surpassed many martial artists. So what? This Zhao Minghui hasn't taken seriously yet. This thunderbolt is just a normal attack. Once he uses a range attack, this Chen Yang can't dodge it no matter what. The white-haired man affirmed. It's a pity if it wasn't for Zhao Minghui's temporary breakthrough or waiting for another year. Maybe he could really defeat Zhao Minghui. Indeed, as the white-haired man said, it would be difficult for Chen Yang to avoid the ranged lightning if he did not use the power of space talent. But Chen Yang didn't give up. He still had the corpse of a ancient in his space pocket. If he decomposed and fused the corpse of the ancient, Chen Yang was likely to step into the gate of a martial artist. I have to say that I admire your strength, but everything is over. Do you have any last words to say? Zhao Minghui radiated lightning all over his body. He raised his right hand high, and a large cloud of lightning suddenly gathered in the air of the training ground. Chen Yang seemed to give up resistance. He stood on the spot and closed his eyes. Just when everyone thought the game was about to end, bursts of golden light radiated from Chen Yang. It seems that Chen Yang is going to lose. What? The situation on the field seems to have changed. This golden light. Could it be that Chen Yang also wants to break through in the battle? This is amazing. I have been commenting for so many years, and this is the first time I have seen two great fighters break through in the same game. The host's words made the audience who thought the ending was doomed a little bit of anticipation, and with a crisp cheer, some people in the audience even cheered for Chen Yang. Zhao Minghui felt bad. If Chen Yang also broke through the martial arts master, he would definitely lose. How is it possible? Didn't he just step into the realm of a great warrior? How could he break through to become a warrior so soon? No, he will definitely fail. Zhao Minghui didn't hesitate any longer. The thunder in the air fell like a torrential rain, and seeing the thunder falling on Chen Yang's head, many audience members were heartbroken. Chen Yang, don't let anything happen to you. Lu Xian clasped her hands, and the format of the competition was ever-changing. At this moment, she could only pray silently. Me, the long-haired girl in the background, showed a disgusted expression and attacked when others broke through. This kind of behavior is condemned by everyone. A large thunderstorm submerged Chen Yang's body, and the excitement in the host's eyes disappeared instantly. It's over. Chen Yang was attacked by a thunderstorm when he broke through. I really didn't expect Zhao Minghui to do such a thing. The host whispered, although the voice was very low, but the audience listened carefully. Although there is no rule in the game that you can't disturb when you break through the realm, this is the common default rule of everyone. Zhao Minghui wins without fighting. Yes, victory is not martial. Victory is not martial. The thunderstorm was still washing away the place where Chen Yang was standing just now. Zhao Minghui sneered in his heart when he heard everyone's blame. So what? There are no such rules in the game. I can only blame him for his bad luck. Zhao Minghui shouted. It's true that victory cannot be won by force. A deep voice appeared next to Zhao Minghui's ear. Zhao Minghui stared wide-eyed at the figure slowly walking out of the thunderstorm. Chen Yang, how is it possible? Why didn't you die? Zhao Minghui showed a terrified expression. His thunderstorm attacked Chen Yang for half a minute. How could he come out alive? I said I won't lose. Chen Yang's clothes had been reduced to ashes. A burst of light glowed from his body, and his vitality turned into a new set of clothes to cover his body. Impossible, impossible. Zhao Minghui felt the power of a new martial artist, and he still had a lot of vitality in his body at this time, thinking in his heart that if he went all out now, he might not be able to kill the opponent. In this case, give me another blow. Zhao Minghui roared angrily and raised his hands to condense a huge thunderball. The host felt the power in it and suddenly felt bad. Elemental thunder is originally a talent with extremely destructive power. If this blow hits the opponent, let alone survive, not only the body will be wiped out, but even the training ground will be blown up beyond recognition. Sorry, I won't play with you anymore. Chen Yang looked at the thunderball with a diameter of 1 meter in front of him with a calm expression and said something calmly. Your Majesty. This sound seemed to be the will of the gods, and the entire training ground fell into silence, and the next scene shocked everyone. Zhao Minghui fell to his knees with a plop, and the thunderball in his hand disappeared. With a plop, Zhao Minghui fell to his knees. This kneeling made Zhao Minghui lose all his dignity. Zhao Minghui wanted to raise his head, but a strong resistance pressed against his neck. Every time he exerted force, his neck would be pressed down with greater force. This scene stunned everyone. No one expected that Chen Yang not only made a breakthrough, but also defeated Zhao Minghui so forcefully. Lu Xian's heart was finally let go. The thunderstorm scene just now almost made her want to die in despair. If Chen Yang really disappeared, she didn't want to marry Zhao Minghui and live alone. Presumptuous dare to hurt my Zhao family. Let him go. A figure leaped down from the auditorium, and people with some knowledge recognized it immediately. It was Zhao Minghui's uncle, Zhao Weiman. Stop. The host stood in front of Zhao Weiman. This is a competition. Outsiders are not allowed to break the rules. Outsider? Look clearly, I'm his second uncle. Zhao Weiman roared angrily. Even if you are his father, there are so many people watching here. Don't you want to bet on the Zhao family's reputation? The host didn't flinch in the slightest. Zhao Weiman frowned, and he waited for the host with his eyes wide open. If it wasn't for the special training ground for warriors, he would have shot without any scruples. Get my nephew up. Zhao Weiman resisted the desire to do something and said, he hasn't conceded defeat yet. Chen Yang walked slowly in front of Zhao Minghui. He put his right hand on Zhao Minghui's shoulder, then bent down and asked, Master Zhao, do you still plan to compete? Zhao Minghui lowered his head and trembled violently. He really wanted to raise his head. Now, there are only two ways in front of him, or admit defeat, so that the whole Yinqing will know that he has lost a bet, and lost to a commoner who has only been practicing for more than a year. Another option is to continue to kneel here, to see when Chen Yang shows mercy and makes himself faint. This second uncle of Mr. Zhao, you have also seen it. It's not that I don't want him to get up, it's that he has never given up. We must respect each other's wishes, just in case. I admit defeat. Zhao Minghui interrupted Chen Yang's words. He just wanted to quickly end this humiliating scene. He already had dozens of plans to take revenge on Chen Yang in his heart, but his reputation was completely ruined here. You heard me. The game is over. Zhao Weiman bypassed the host. This time the host did not stop or acquiesce to the other party's behavior. With a big wave of Zhao Weiman's hand, he dispelled the force pressing on Zhao Minghui's body. He helped his elder nephew. When he saw the teardrops in the corner of his elder nephew's eyes, Zhao Weiman was furious. Dare to insult my Zhao family. You are courting death. Zhao Weiman suddenly turned around and punched Chen Yang. The host was shocked, but he had no time to stop it. Chen Yang didn't expect that the other party would suddenly throw this punch. Before he could blink, his body was sent flying and hit the fence of the training ground. Chen Yang, Lu Xian cried out. The wall was filled with smoke, and for a while, it was unknown whether Chen Yang had been seriously injured or not. Zhao Weiman pulled Zhao Minghui to leave without looking back, when a hoarse voice behind him gave Zhao Weiman a hard time. Did I let you? Go away. The smoke dissipated, and a trace of blood remained at the corner of Chen Yang's mouth. His footsteps were still steady, and even the host didn't know how Chen Yang's physical condition was at this time. What a second uncle. The Zhao family turn out to be villains who will take revenge. Chen Yang said coldly. So what? I declare your bet void. Zhao Weiman was also secretly surprised that Zhao Weiman would simply do it to the end. The punch just now had already used up to 7 levels of strength, and it was unexpected that this Chen Yang could still stand up. You must know that Zhao Weiman is not an ordinary martial artist. He has been in the realm of martial arts for many years, and now he is a genuine mid-level martial artist. His punch can hit, dash tons of power casually. After hearing what Zhao Weiman said, Chen Yang let out a sneer. If he hadn't used the vitality compound to condense a suit of clothes in advance, and possessed petrification and super sensing talents, the sneak attack just now would have seriously injured him even if he didn't die. His right fist ignited a flame, and under the control of Yuan Qi, the flame formed a tornado and hovered over Chen Yang's right arm. I want to see how strong the so-called Zhao family is. The host is a high-level martial artist. He wanted to stop it, but seeing the angry fire in Chen Yang's eyes, the host chose to wait for an opportunity. Chen Yang had copied Zhao Minghui's talent when he touched Zhao Minghui's shoulder, and he was not unsure about facing a middle-level martial artist at this time. Although many talents cannot be used, Chen Yang still feels that he could defeat the opponent because of Zhao Weiman's contempt for him. No one would believe that Chen Yang has more than 20 kinds of talents in his body. Although he has just stepped into the realm of a martial artist, with the blessing of these 20 kinds of special talents, he is fearless. What, you want to shoot me? Zhao Weiman was a little surprised. He immediately began to consider whether to take this opportunity to severely injure Chen Yang, and it would be best to abolish his meridians. Although he didn't know why the punch just now failed to seriously injure Chen Yang. But if the other party really dared to attack him, Zhao Weiman would definitely use his full strength. Check talent. Human, Zhao Weiman. Cultivation talent, advanced talent. Special talent, strength, high, speed, medium, divine body, top level. After seeing Zhao Weiman's special talent, Chen Yang felt more confident. Don't say I didn't warn you. I'm going to attack. Chen Yang's right arm turned into a tornado of fire. Zhao Weiman couldn't hide the sneer in his heart when he saw that the other party really dared to attack him. Fire element, bloodthirsty, coercion, wind element, thought power, mental pollution, gravity, plunder, decomposition, mind control, phantom sound, resonance, thunder element. Explode for me. Chen Yang let out a roar. He wanted everyone in the Zhao family to see how strong his punch was. Divine speed. Chen Yang's body suddenly disappeared from the sight of Zhao Weiman and the host. They only saw a blaze hitting Zhao Weiman's body. In the next second, Zhao Weiman's body was the same as Chen Yang just now, and his back hit the wall of the training ground fiercely. But this time, the walls of the entire training ground were completely broken down. Many viewers didn't realize what happened. They only saw Chen Yang disappear suddenly, and when he reappeared, Zhao Weiman had already crashed through the wall of the warrior training ground. They vaguely felt a flash of fire in front of their eyes, but when they recalled it again, it was like a hallucination. Because the host is close, he feels the most real. At that moment, he seemed to be facing a prehistoric monster. Although Chen Yang's target was not him, he still felt that this punch was unmatched. It's impolite to come and go. Host, can you announce the result? Chen Yang breathed a sigh of relief and said calmly. Only then did the host wake up from the shock just now. He glanced at the missing Zhao Weiman with pity, then walked over fearfully and raised Chen Yang's right hand. I declare that Chen Yang wins this match. The scene was silent for 3 seconds, and then unprecedented warm cheers broke out. The host was still immersed in the incredible scene just now, but Chen Yang took this opportunity to copy his talent. Check talent. Human, Li Xing. Cultivation talent, top talent. Special talents, strength, advanced, speed, advanced, water element, top. Copy talent. Copy succeeded. Chen Yang felt that the vitality in his body had grown stronger again, which was a feeling he had never felt before. In the past, even copying a cultivator's talent would not affect the change of vitality, but this time it seems to be a little different. In just one match, Chen Yang copied the talents of 3 martial artists. Perhaps the change in copying talents has something to do with his stepping into the realm of martial artists. The copying talent is upgraded, and the upgraded copying talent can be viewed after 24 hours. A paragraph of text suddenly appeared in front of Chen Yang, and he was stunned. Chen Yang always thought that there was no level of duplication talent, but he didn't expect that after stepping into the realm of martial artists, the duplication talent would have a new change. No wonder copying the talent of the host will make the vitality stronger. He also felt the same when copying Zhao Minghui and Zhao Weiman before. He thought it was his own illusion. After leaving Wutai, Chen Yang saw Lu Xian waiting for him at a glance. Lu Xian jumped into Chen Yang's arms excitedly, and she clenched her fists and hit Chen Yang hard on the chest. "Bad guy, you scare me to death just now. Fortunately, you're fine." Chen Yang laughed out loud. "You don't even look at who I am. I'm a man who wants to become the strongest cultivator in Yinqing. How could Zhao Minghui defeat me?" Loquacious. Lu Xian opened her mouth and bit Chen Yang's neck. Chen Yang felt his neck itch, and his mind was in a trance. "Xianer, you belong to the dog family." Chen Yang joked. "You're the dog, I'll ignore you." Lu Xian pushed Chen Yang away and turned his head. Chen Yang looked at the tears in the corners of Lu Xian's eyes that hadn't been wiped away, and his heart softened. Okay, it's odd if I was wrong. You see, I beat up that Zhao Minghui for you. Don't you want to reward me?" "What reward do you want?" Lu Xian thought about it and asked. "Of course it is this." Chen Yang hugged Lu Xian into his arms, and while she was not paying attention, he kissed hard on Cherry's small mouth. Lu Xian felt as if her body was being electrocuted, and when she realized what happened, her ears were already red and hot. "Hate!" Lu Xian did not reject Chen Yang, but buried her head in Chen Yang's arms. "Haha, I see who will dare to snatch my girlfriend from now on. Let's go, let's get the money." Chen Yang pulled Lu Xian to the front desk of the training ground. Seeing Chen Yang approaching, the uncle at the front desk waved his arms excitedly. "You were really good. I thought you were going to lose just now. It was so enjoyable. I didn't expect the Zhao family to have today." The uncle talked nonstop excitedly, and it took more than a minute before Chen Yang couldn't help interrupting him. "Can I have my bet?" "Oh, I almost forgot. Please give me your warrior card, and I will transfer the money for you." The uncle patted his forehead and said embarrassedly. In the end, Chen Yang won 8,000 million, plus the game bonus. Chen Yang already has 1.5 million available funds. "Come on, let's go shopping. I will pay for today's consumption." Chen Yang dragged Lu Xian away happily. "Mr. Zhao, it's not good. Director Zhao Weiman, was seriously injured and passed out." In a luxurious office, a secretary rushed into the door in panic and exclaimed, "What's going on? Who dares to attack him?" On the boss's sofa, Zhao Kuang was drinking tea leisurely. When he heard the secretary's voice, he asked angrily, "It's Chen Yang, the #1 in the previous martial artist assessment. He beat Director Zhao until he passed out." The secretary answered quickly, "Warrior assessment #1. Zhao Kuang was a little confused. The #1 martial artist assessment has half a dime to do with the serious injury of Zhao Weiman. Could it be that the secretary's brain is burnt out? "Mr. Zhao, this is the game video." The secretary realized that Zhao Kuang had misunderstood, and she quickly handed over the tablet to open the video. Zhao Kuang took the tablet and watched the video carefully from beginning to end, but he didn't move for a long time. Huier didn't deserve to lose. Zhao Kuang finally spoke. He lit a cigar and threw the tablet on the table. "Mr. Zhao, what the hell is going on? That Chen Yang has only just broken through as a martial artist, so why can he easily crush the young master and Director Zhao?" The secretary was puzzled. "It's not your fault if you can't see it. It's because your realm is too low, and you don't even know the difference between a martial artist." Zhao Kuang exhaled a smoke ring and said, "I have never heard of this Chen Yang's cultivation talent. He can actually comprehend the speed force in the field of speed when he broke through as a martial artist. Moreover, he has awakened an inexplicable special talent. With the speed force, even 10 Huier are not this Chen Yang. Yang's opponent. Speed field, speed force. The secretary muttered. As Zhao Kuang's personal secretary, she also knew something about martial artists. Although she has heard of such things as domains, isn't it possible for a great martial artist to comprehend this? This Chen Yang is only a beginner martial artist. Did he comprehend the speed force in advance for the first time? If that's the case, it's too scary. Go and find out Chen Yang's information for me. With such a terrifying cultivation talent, I want to know all his secrets. Zhao Kuang ordered. Okay, Mr. Zhao, I'll do it now. The secretary nodded. You can get it later. Take me to the hospital first. Zhao Kuang straightened his suit, got up, and said. After waiting several hours outside the intensive care unit, Zhao Weiman's hospital bed was finally pushed out. Zhao Kuang and Zhao Minghui hurried forward to check, only to see that Zhao Weiman's eyes were half closed and his breathing was very weak. Zhao Kuang injected vitality into Zhao Weiman's body, and under the nourishment of vitality, Zhao Weiman's complexion finally eased a little. The meridians were broken, and all internal organs were severely injured. There was no time to react, and the second brother was blown away. This punch may have reached the level of a high-level martial artist's full blow. Zhao Kuang judged Chen Yang's strength in a moment. Dad, you must make the decision for me. This Chen Yang simply doesn't take the Zhao family seriously and asked his father to punish him. Zhao Minghui shouted with a grieved face. Trash! Because of a woman, I have lost all the face of my Zhao family. Do you know how your kneeling will make others talk about our Zhao family? From now on, you won't even be able to lift your head up. Give me a week to face the wall. Zhao Kuang scolded. It's okay not to mention this matter. He will get angry when he sees his son's aggrieved appearance. Mr. Zhao calmed down. According to Minghui, he is now #1 in the 3rd year of the Martial Arts Academy. Being able to step into the realm of martial arts in college already has great potential. The secretary quickly persuaded him. If he has great potential, what is that, Chen Yang? Zhao Kuang asked loudly. Zhao Minghui didn't dare to speak immediately. Then what to do with this matter? Is it just like this? The secretary changed the subject. Never mind. Zhao Kuang exuded the coercion of a superior. Of course, it's impossible to just let it go. But this Chen Yang's potential is immeasurable, so either he doesn't make a move, or he will kill him with one blow. The next day, the whole city of Yin was boiling again. A 20-year-old cultivator, it took just over a year from a commoner to a martial artist. Chen Yang's cultivation path has become a legend. Of course, the media didn't know that it took only 2 months for Chen Yang to become a martial artist. If this news were released, those old guys who had practiced for many years would go crazy. But Chen Yang's cultivation talent still shocked everyone. Except for the Zhao family, the other 3 families were eager to win over Chen Yang. If he hadn't lived in the community, his house might have been crushed. From the next day, Chen Yang chose to hide in the joint team's base. With the guards of the joint team covering him, Chen Yang finally calmed down a bit. In the leisure area, Chen Yang lay on the sofa and closed his eyes to rest. The visits from the major families in the past few days almost didn't drive him crazy. If the joint team hadn't helped him reject many invitations, he probably wouldn't even have time to sleep. The only thing that makes him happy is that the duplication talent and system have been upgraded. Now Chen Yang can get an additional -% of the opponent's vitality if he copies the target's talent. In addition, Chen Yang can also directly copy any combat skills he sees. In addition, the system has also changed. Now the system can directly display the target's body information without the need for perspective talent. You boy, why are you hiding here? A familiar voice rang in Chen Yang's ear. Chen Yang opened his eyes and saw that it was Han Chun. Brother Chun, you scare me. I thought someone was looking for it. Chen Yang said with a sigh. You are famous now. You have won the champion of the martial artist assessment before. How long has it been now? You have broken through to the martial artist realm in front of everyone. And many people doubt that you have comprehended the speed force. Do you know how many families want to have you in their mouths like a treasure? Han Chun said enviously. Stop talking. I'm worrying about this. That Zhao Minghui is really harmful. Chen Yang regretted accepting Zhao Minghui's bet. He also knew that if he progressed too quickly, he would cause a sensation, so he planned to gradually announce his strength to the outside world. Unexpectedly, Zhao Minghui swallowed the black potion, and his physical fitness suddenly reached the level of a martial artist. Because of this, Chen Yang had no choice but to make a temporary breakthrough, and he also took a very big risk at that time. But for Liu Xin, Chen Yang would find a way to win that match no matter what. It's just that now all my original plans have been disrupted. If I were you, I wouldn't be spending every day now. Han Chen joked. You didn't come here just to make fun of me, did you? Chen Yang was puzzled. Of course not. The captain of the joint team found out about you and applied for some treatment for you. I'm so envious of you now. Han Chen's eyes were filled with resentment. Chen Yang was speechless for a while. When he saw Han Chen for the first time, he still thought that he was like an easygoing elder brother in a martial arts novel. But after getting in touch with him for a while, he found that Han Chen was a living treasure. Do you need me to do anything? Chen Yang has heard too much the word treatment these days, and he is completely immune to these two words. Come with me. The captain is already waiting for you in the meeting room. Chen Yang turned over quickly when he heard this sentence. Is it the colonel from last time? That colonel is not our captain. Our captain is at the level of a major general. Han Chen said with a look of admiration. Major general? Could it be that he is a master? Chen Yang said in surprise. You think the Grand Master is a vegetable market? There are everywhere. Only the city lord of Yinqing is the Grand Master, but our captain may break through someday. He is already a high-level martial artist, and he is only one step away from the Grand Master. Han Chen said unhappily. High-ranking great martial artist. Chen Yang secretly admired that the minimum standard of a grandmaster can exert a force of 1,000 tons. It seems that the captain of the joint team should have also reached this standard. Let's go, don't make him wait. Han Chen patted Chen Yang and said. Pushing open the door of the meeting room, Chen Yang saw a middle-aged man in military uniform on the main seat of the meeting room. Without Han Chen's introduction, just based on the special aura emanating from the middle-aged man, Chen Yang can tell that this is the captain with the strength of a high-level martial artist. Chen Yang couldn't help checking the captain's talent. Human, Zhou Yuan. Cultivation realm, senior martial artist. Power, 963 tons. Cultivation talent, low-level comprehension. Special talent, strength, intermediate perception, strength field, low level. Speed, top level. Super speed force, low level. Matter flipping, top level. Change, top level. Terrifying data. Chen Yang was shocked. The strength seen through the system is only the captain's basic strength. If combat skills and special talents are included, it must far exceed this value. Hello, Captain. Chen Yang stepped forward and shouted. You are Chen Yang. Sure enough, a hero is born as a teenager. You should be the first such a young martial artist in our Yinqing. Zhou Yuan looked at Chen Yang with admiration and said, Thank you, Captain, for the compliment. Chen Yang scratched the back of his head in embarrassment. My name is Zhou Yuan. I'm the captain of the Yinqing United Squad, and also the commander-in-chief of the Yinqing United Squad. I've heard all about you. I've already applied to the city lord for your special treatment. Genius. I can't bear to have you poached away by others. Zhou Yuan half-jokingly said, Captain, don't worry. I have no intention of leaving the team. Chen Yang affirmed. Okay, then I will tell you about the special treatment I applied for this time. Your rank will be promoted to major, and it will take effect from now on. In addition to mission commissions, the team will also pay a salary of 100 million yuan per month. In addition, your family will be protected by professional soldiers from our joint force. You can choose 2 copies of the combat skills in the warrior building. It took Zhou Yuan a full 5 minutes to explain everything in detail. After listening to Zhou Yuan's description, Chen Yang was very satisfied. Although the salary was a little less, which cultivator would really live on a dead salary? What caught Chen Yang's fancy the most was the promotion of his military rank and the protection of his family. As for money, Chen Yang would have more than that much money for killing any beasts. How about it? Are you satisfied with this treatment? Zhou Yuan asked. Satisfied. Chen Yang nodded. Haha, good. I will issue a statement later, telling those families who trouble you to leave. Zhou Yuan said. Thank you, Captain. Chen Yang said excitedly. He can finally get rid of the troubles of the past few days. I watched your game video. You should have comprehended the speed force, right? Zhou Yuan asked. After thinking about it, Chen Yang still admitted it. That's right, but my comprehension is still a low level. It's good to have a domain. Many people don't understand the domain, even if they break through the great martial arts. Such a cultivator will not be able to break through the master, even for a lifetime. You are already far ahead of them. Now it's just that the physical problem has not kept up. Are you free now? Let's go to the training ground to practice. Zhou Yuan asked suddenly after a compliment. Aye. Chen Yang pointed at himself, feeling a little puzzled. The captain is here to teach you. Han Chen reminded. Free. The training field below the base is made of several kinds of metals that are very hard by Blue Star. Even if the martial artist strikes with all his strength, it can only leave a trace on the wall. Chen Yang, do you know the difference between a martial artist and a great martial artist? Zhou Yuan walked to the middle of the training ground and asked, Is it the difference in physique? Chen Yang replied, Physique is only the minimum standard for getting started. Why are you and Zhao Minghui both martial artists, but you can crush him? Zhou Yuan asked again. Because of the domain, Chen Yang said. Then do you know what a field is? A domain is the law above vitality. Chen Yang thought for a while and said, although he didn't really comprehend the domain, after copying Tan Ro's domain, Chen Yang vaguely felt that there was something inexplicable in the vitality, which was the basis of the domain. That's right, above a martial artist is a great martial artist. I don't know why you can understand the realm just after stepping into the realm of a martial artist, but above a great martial artist, vitality is only the foundation, and the law is what judges whether a great martial artist has potential basically. Now that you have found the way to this step, I will show you the attacking methods of great martial artists. After Zhou Yuan finished speaking, he signaled Chen Yang to attack him. Chen Yang's eyes froze. Although Zhou Yuan didn't move, he felt that the vitality of the entire training ground seemed to freeze. What Zhou Yuan wanted to teach Chen Yang was the method of a great martial artist, and it taught him a lesson before it even started. Chen Yang was a little lucky at this time. Fortunately, when facing the alien species, the opponent fell into weakness. Otherwise, once the alien species caught up, he would have to run away in embarrassment. Divine speed. Chen Yang used the speed domain in an instant. He wanted to see how big the gap was between himself and the great martial artist without using the strength domain. Bloodthirsty, wind element. Chen Yang's speed reached the extreme, and the moment his body lightened, even the solidified vitality around him loosened. Chen Yang's figure was as fast as lightning, and the fire fist condensed with his right fist attacked Zhou Yuan like a cannonball. With the blessing of super speed force, Chen Yang rushed to Zhou Yuan in just 1/10 of a second. Seeing that the fist was about to hit Zhou Yuan, a power magnetic field suddenly appeared in front of Zhou Yuan. Chen Yang's fist hit the power magnetic field, and there was a bang, and the smoke filled the air. This is the field of strength. Chen Yang paused. His arms were slightly numb. The collision between the speed force and the power field made Chen Yang unable to advance at all. Zhou Yuan shouted loudly, and the vitality around him immediately turned into a thrust to knock Chen Yang into the air. Chen Yang quickly used his gravity talent to adjust his body in the air. He landed smoothly, and then rushed to the back of Zhou Yuan again. Unexpectedly, the back of Zhou Yuan's head seemed to have eyes, and before Chen Yang could attack, the surrounding vitality formed a wall of qi to tightly surround Zhou Yuan's back. Vitality compound. A sword blade appeared in Chen Yang's hand, and under the blessing of super speed force, the blade stabbed fiercely on the vitality wall. Break! Chen Yang exerted his strength to the extreme, but unfortunately, the speed force was offset by the power field, so he couldn't touch Zhou Yuan's body anyway. Material reversal. Zhou Yuan's palm moved slightly, and Chen Yang's body suddenly turned upside down uncontrollably. Chen Yang was caught off guard by the sudden upside down. Although he had taken precautions in advance, he still couldn't break free after truly experiencing the talent of material upside down. Chen Yang could only retreat temporarily. He knew that Zhou Yuan had shown mercy just now. Otherwise, he could have all the internal organs in his body displaced by relying on his material-turning talent. I still don't believe it. Chen Yang has been suppressing the power domain and not using it. Anyway, he has already been seen as the speed force, so it is better to expose the power domain so that the captain will only feel that he is very talented. Captain Zhou, be careful this time, Chen Yang reminded. After stepping into the realm of a martial artist, all the vitality in the body is condensed into a liquid state and stored in the dantian. Now he can last at least 10 seconds of super speed power. He has already used up 3 seconds just now. In addition to the consumption of vitality from other talents, Chen Yang can cooperate with the power field to attack again with all his strength. Hearing Chen Yang's words, Zhou Yuan frowned. He felt that Chen Yang was already very good. He thought it was the opponent's strongest blow, but he didn't expect that he still had some strength left. Interesting. Let me see what surprise you have prepared for me. Zhou Yuan made a defensive move. Speed force, fire element, wind element, psyche. Chen Yang used all his talents to the extreme without revealing himself, and his whole body was already wrapped in the combat skills of the transformation of vitality. Strength field. This is the first time Chen Yang used the power domain with all his strength. He felt that the space around him seemed to have undergone a wonderful change. Under his domain, his punch was at least 5 times stronger than before. Chen Yang once again turned into a fiery red light and jumped up violently. This time his speed had reached 280 m per second. What? This feeling. Zhou Yuan was still supporting his strength field, but the next second he felt something was wrong. He is so familiar with this kind of power rushing toward his face. In addition to the speed force, there is actually another layer of power in the field. Smash me! Chen Yang felt that his body was faintly showing signs of collapse. The power of the domain could only be grasped by the realm of a great martial artist. Even many great martial arts masters can only touch the threshold of the field, and they cannot peep into the mystery in their whole life. But Chen Yang is different. He has the cheating tool of duplication talent, and now he uses the physique of a martial artist to maximize the power of the domain. Fortunately, with the help of the talent of the divine body, Chen Yang feels better. Chen Yang's punch was like a meteorite falling from the sky and hit Zhou Yuan's power field. Zhou Yuan's expression changed, and his hands felt a little strained. Chen Yang's power domain and speed force were finally able to compete with Zhou Yuan's domain, and this time his fist hit Zhou Yuan firmly. Zhou Yuan blocked Chen Yang's fist with his palm, but Chen Yang's right arm contained too many special talents. Even Zhou Yuan was helpless for a while. Matter flip. Zhou Yuan finally raised his strength to the 3rd floor, and he pushed all of Chen Yang's strength. Chen Yang fell to the ground with a backflip, and this punch almost reached his limit. Unless you use the power of space talent to catch you by surprise, you won't be able to surpass this full blow. Chen Yang fell to the ground and panted heavily, but Han Chun, who was beside him, was already stunned. How long has it been? This rookie who has just been brought into the team by him is actually so terrifying. I thought it was Zhao Weiman who underestimated the enemy in the arena, so he ended up that way. Seeing Chen Yang's burst of strength today, he finally understood what suffocating pressure is. Even if he goes on the court by himself, facing Chen Yang's punch, it won't be any better. Han Chun pinched his face to make sure it wasn't a dream. Zhou Yuan looked at the young man in front of him, and his heart was full of surprise. Have you practiced Yuanli control? Zhou Yuan said. Yes, just getting started. Chen Yang adjusted his breath and replied. That's right, you should have some insight into my method just now, right? Martial masters need to mobilize the vitality of the heavens and the earth as a means of attack. After all, the vitality that the human body can store is a small amount. Even if it is a master, relying solely on the vitality in the body can only cause thousands of tons of damage. But if you can mobilize the vitality of the heavens and the earth, using the vitality in your body as an introduction, even if the strength exceeds tons, it is normal. Zhou Yuan taught Chen Yang the method above martial arts. With the talent of deep learning, Chen Yang quickly understood what Zhou Yuan said. Practice the control of vitality to perfection, and you will be able to control the vitality of the heavens and the earth. Chen Yang nodded after listening, thoughtful. Your current skills are relatively crude. Although your strength is strong, the way you use it is naive. I will teach you some skills during this time. You can also ask Han Shen for advice on this aspect. Zhou Yuan said with a smile. Thank you, Brother Yuan. Chen Yang replied, haha. Haha. Generally speaking, you're already very good. By the way, try not to use power other than the speed force in the future, unless you break through the great martial artist. Zhou Yuan said seriously. Knowing that Zhou Yuan was referring to the power domain he used just now, Chen Yang nodded and agreed. After discussing for a while, Zhou Yuan, Chen Yang, and Han Shen left the training ground. Seeing Chen Yang leave, Zhou Yuan showed a strange expression. This guy, it's a good thing I'm a high-ranking great martial artist. Otherwise, I would almost have been deflated just now. After staying at the base until night, Chen Yang could finally go home. All the outside media were sent away by Zhou Yuan, and Han Shen left the army with Chen Yang. Brother Chen, let me treat you to a meal. Chen Yang said. Don't call me Brother Chen either. It makes me feel weird. Han Shen complained. Oh, it's okay. It has nothing to do with strength. Let's go, Brother Chen. You are familiar with this place. Can you recommend a place? Okay, let's go to Big Fish and Begonia. Han Shen licked it with his tongue and seemed to start to savor the deliciousness. The next day, Chen Yang woke up from his practice. Through these few battles, Chen Yang felt that he could control his vitality more easily. The combat technique of vitality control is different from other combat techniques. It is more inclined to strengthen oneself and then fight with the vitality of heaven and earth. Speaking of it, it is similar to the method of a great martial artist. The practice during this period allowed Chen Yang to enter the Xiaoqing realm controlled by vitality. After a night of thinking and practice, it has been completely consolidated at this time. Chen Yang felt that his realm had improved too quickly, so he decided to consolidate his physique first, and every meridian needed to be tempered meticulously. After breakfast, Chen Yang began to think about how to go in the future. The higher a cultivator reaches, the more money he needs. Chen Yang absorbs the power of fierce beasts to improve his strength every time, but must be too slow to rely on himself every time, so he decided to build a factory. He had thought about this matter a long time ago, but at that time, if he needed money but had no money, and if he needed contacts, no one would care about him at all. Now that there is a startup capital of $million, Chen Yang can finally move some things from his own earth here. The first place among them must be the co-processing factory. Blue Star is pretty much the same as Earth, but it's a little different when it comes to drinks. Yinqing is like summer all year round. In such a hot weather, if there is only an air conditioner and no fat house water, wouldn't it be less fun? Chen Yang intends to make happy water the best-selling drink in Yinqing. This is not because he is blindly confident, and his previous experience tells him that many young people like this kind of thing. Gao Xiong, do you have time today? Chen Yang called and asked. Yes, Brother Yang calls me. Even if there is something to do, you have to push it away. Gao Xiong said happily from the other end. Okay, I'll come and find you. Chen Yang hung up the phone and called Han Shen by the way, and then left immediately. Han Shen has been in the Joint Army for a long time, and there are many contacts in the inner city that he has never contacted. It is definitely right to find him for opening a factory. The three met at Gao Xiong's house, and Gao Xiong looked excited, as if he had something happy to share. Sure enough, before Chen Yang could open his mouth, Gao Xiong began to talk incessantly. Brother Yang, since I practiced that combat technique, I have now reached the standard of a warrior. You don't know that I have awakened a special talent. Do you know what that special talent is? It's fire element, Chen Yang said. How do you know? Gao Xiong said in surprise. I guess, seeing how excited you are, there's just something I want you to do together. Chen Yang said. What good thing? Gao Xiong looked puzzled. Oh, let me introduce you first. This is a member of the joint team and will be my teammate in the future. His name is Han Shen. Chen Yang introduced Han Shen beside him. Hi, My name is Gao Xiong. Gao Xiong stretched out his hand and said, Hello. I heard from Chen Yang on the way that he has a brother here and wants to introduce you to the army. Han Chen also smiled and stretched out his hand and didn't despise Gao Xiong because he failed the martial artist test. I called you this time, mainly because I wanted to build a factory. You know, I don't have any manpower, so I thought of you right away. Chen Yang explained. What factory? Gao Xiong was at a loss. How could he open a factory with his level of education? It's just for drinks. You absolutely like this drink. Chen Yang said with a smile. Wasn't happy water only reserved for homeboys in the past? Let's go. Let's find a venue. The venues in the inner city are too expensive, so we have to find one in the suburbs. Chen Yang thought about it. I do know a place. Han Chen thought for a while and said, But you have to find someone first. Who? Chen Yang asked suspiciously. Let's go. You'll know when we get there. Han Chen made a fool of himself. After driving for 10 minutes, Han Chen brought the two of them to a mansion. Chen Yang moved his ears and heard a familiar voice. It's actually her. Chen Yang was a little funny. He didn't expect to find this place after going around. This is a poet family, one of the big families in Yinqing. My family has some connections with his father. With his help, we don't need to take detours. Han Chen said. This poet family has an eldest daughter who is also the school belle of Yinqing Martial Arts Academy. If you come to propose marriage, maybe his father will betroth his daughter to you. After hearing this, Chen Yang didn't know how to answer. Well, I actually know his daughter. Chen Yang said. How do you know? Han Chen asked curiously, as if he had discovered some gossip. You won't be greedy for other people's beauty for a long time, right? Oh, I remembered. She seems to have participated in the last martial artist assessment. No, she's a college classmate of my high school classmate. We met when we took the assessment together last time. There's no other meaning. Chen Yang quickly explained. Is it? Han Chen looked at him suspiciously. Of course, let's go. See if she is inside. Maybe we can talk. Chen Yang stopped entangled with Han Chen and hurried inside. Hi, I'm Han Chen, a friend of your patriarch. Please inform me. Thank you. Han Chen said to the security guard at the door. 2 minutes later, the security guard opened the gate and walked in with the three of them. I don't care. I don't want to be with him. Dad, you don't know that he used such despicable means to harm my friend. Fortunately, he failed last time and was found out. I am determined not to be with this kind of person. And I have a boyfriend. As soon as Chen Yang walked to the door of the villa, he heard the quarrel inside, and after a little thought, he understood what it was about. What are you talking about? Do you have a boyfriend? Who is it? I'm going to kill him. What cats and dogs want to contaminate my daughter? A middle-aged man inside was furious. He never thought that his daughter would say such a thing. Hurry up, and call him over. I do not want. Sure shall we refuse to say. Son, the marriage contract you made with the Lin family since you were a child, I won it with great difficulty. Why don't you know how to cherish it? The middle-aged man persuaded. You must have lied to Dad, right? There is no such boyfriend at all. Seeing Chen Yang stopped outside the door, Han Chen patted him on the shoulder strangely. What? Let's go. Are you still shy? Forget it. They are arguing. Let's not go there. Chen Yang backed off. Han Chen looked inside and found that the atmosphere was not right. It seemed that he really came at the wrong time. Sure shall we, in the hall, notice the movement outside the door. She glanced at it with joy in her eyes. Dad, I didn't lie to you. That is my boyfriend. Sure shall we pointed to the door outside the hall and said shyly. Seeing his daughter's expression, the patriarch of the poetry family immediately looked at the door. Han Chen looked confused. When did he become Sure shall we's boyfriend? The owner of the poet family is very clear about his affairs, and what he said is too outrageous. Sure enough, the patriarch of the poetry family almost laughed when he saw Han Chen standing at the door. Even if you make up a decent reason. How could Han Chen become your boyfriend? He has someone he likes. The middle-aged man's face softened, and he decided that his daughter was lying to him. It's not Han Chen, it's the one behind him. Sure shall we pointed behind Han Chen and said. Han Chen looked back at Chen Yang, and then he seemed to see something surprised. The patriarch of the poetry family also looked at Chen Yang, with a trace of bewilderment and doubt in his eyes. Brother Yang, are you and her really boyfriend and girlfriend? Gao Xiong beside him asked softly. Chen Yang didn't know how to answer for a while, so he had to wink at him. Ahem. Han Chun, who is this little friend behind you? Asked the master poet. Oh, this is a newcomer in our army. His name is Chen Yang. Uncle must have heard of it. Han Chun replied. Chen Yang. The master poet thought for a while, and finally realized who the young man in front of him was. So, you're Chen Yang, who has been making a lot of noise these days. Are you my daughter's boyfriend? The poet master said seriously. This. Seeing Sure Shall We looking at him with pleading eyes, Chen Yang had no choice but to nod. Presumptuous. The owner of the poet family shouted loudly, his eyebrows trembling with anger. You were just fooling around. Dad, I really don't like that Mr. Lin. He's just a beast in clothes. Do you really want your daughter to marry such a person? Sure Shall We burst into tears. Seeing her daughter like this, the poet's master couldn't help but feel soft. You boy, you just said that it has nothing to do with her, and you have become boyfriend and girlfriend so soon. You don't have anything to hide from me, do you? Han Chen didn't think it was a big deal. He turned his head and asked quietly, I'll talk to you later. Chen Yang didn't answer. The master poet was silent for a long time, and finally sat on the sofa in the hall. Come in and talk. Han Chen heard the words of Patriarch Sure, and quickly led Chen Yang inside. Gao Xiong looked at Chen Yang with admiration, and still gave him a thumbs up. The three of them sat down, and after seeing Sure Shall We's face like a duck falling into a wild goose, both Gao Xiong and Han Chen couldn't help but say to themselves, It's so beautiful. How did you know each other? The master poet didn't blame Chen Yang for the first time, but asked instead. I just met her in the last martial artist assessment, and we got to know each other later when we formed a team. Shall We is my classmate's classmate, so? Chen Yang stuttered and didn't know how to answer, so he could only speak indiscriminately. The main reason is that he hasn't entered the state yet, and lying in front of the other party's father always feels a little flustered. He also saved my life. You can go to the Warrior Building to verify this. They have video recordings. Sure Shall We interjected. Hearing that Chen Yang saved his daughter's life, Patriarch Sure finally stopped keeping a straight face. Do you know that he has a marriage contract with Mr. Lin's family? Why do you think you could be with her? Tell me, how much money do you want to leave her? Asked the master poet. Chen Yang lied and lied, so he had no choice but to rush the ducks to the shelves. At this time, he flinched and embarrassed Sure Shall We. Uncle, I don't think marriage should be decided by parents, especially baby children. Now that we advocate free love, I think you should listen to Shall We's opinion before making a decision. As for Mr. Lin, I also know something. You can go to Jinyuan to ask. I believe that with the ability of poets, it is still easy to know the character of Mr. Lin. Chen Yang replied. Besides, Chen Yang, didn't contact Shall We because of money. Please stop insulting my personality by saying what you just said just now. No matter how much money it is, I will not back down. After listening to the master poet, he was silent for a while. Seeing what the two said, he gradually believed that there was something wrong with Lin Bing's character. Although some people mentioned it vaguely before, they were all ignored by him. Thinking about it now, the poet master hesitated a little. Seeing that the master of the poet family was a little shaken, Chen Yang hurriedly struck while the iron was hot. Uncle, you and the Lin family must have had other intentions when you made a baby kiss. But you only have a daughter, Shall We, and I think you should put her happiness first. Why? Is it that she will be happy if she marries you? Although my family of poets is not as good as the 4 major families in Yinqing, it is still worth talking about in the entire Yinqing. It is not easy to find a good husband for her. Shan, what qualifications do you have to be with her? The poet raised his eyebrows and asked. Uncle, I've said it before. Young people's love is about pleasing each other. There is a saying that a twisted melon is not sweet. If you don't really love each other, won't being together be a lifetime of pain? Chen Yang is neither craving nor humble. Chen Yang, never speak big words. Although I may not be worthy of Shall We now, but I believe that within a year, I can become an important member of Yinqing. I can testify to this point. Chen Yang is now a martial artist. Even our captain feels inferior to such a young martial artist. Han Chen hurriedly helped to speak. Then he winked, as if showing off his eloquence to Chen Yang. "But I heard that you seem to have a girlfriend." The poet master picked up the teacup and said suddenly. These words made Chen Yang's whole body tense, and he couldn't sit or stand immediately. Hearing her father's words, Sure Shall We also shuddered, realizing that the lie was about to be exposed. At this time, Chen Yang's brain was running fast, thinking about how to answer this question. The martial arts competition between him and Zhao Minghui was known to almost everyone in the inner city, let alone a big family like the poet family. If you can't find a suitable reason, this boyfriend will definitely reveal his secrets. It's actually a misunderstanding. That Lu Xin is also my classmate. She doesn't want to marry that young master of the Zhao family, but that young master of the Zhao family has been stalking her so badly. That's why she asked me for help. Chen Yang found a seemingly plausible reason. So you're still a playboy? The master poet said lightly. I have a good relationship with her, but it's definitely not what Uncle thinks. Putting these aside, I still hope that Uncle can think about this issue from Xiaoyi's standpoint. If it's Annie, don't you also want she marrying someone she doesn't like? Chen Yang quickly changed the subject. After listening to the master poet, his face darkened, and the scene fell into silence for a while. Chen Yang suddenly felt bad. He seemed to have said something wrong just now. I don't know if Chen Yang's words stimulated the master of the poet. He took out a cigarette from his pocket and lit it. The hall was full of smoke, until the cigarette but burned the finger of the poet master. He reacted and threw the cigarette but away. I will consider this matter, but it is not your turn to teach me. If you want to pursue my daughter, you must show me your strength. There are many geniuses in this era, but many of them died on the road to fame. That if you could be promoted to a great martial artist, then come over and propose marriage. Sure, Jiaju's words made Sure Shall We happy. She blushed and looked at Chen Yang, not to mention how attractive her expression was. Looking at the charming Sure Shall We, Chen Yang smiled wryly in his heart. Who can resist this? Tell me, what are you doing here? The poet asked aside the topic. Oh, it's like this. I want to find a place to open a factory with my friend. I have already chosen a place. I wonder if Uncle can say hello. Hanshin took the topic and said, With them. The master poet raised his head and asked, that's right, these two brothers. You also know that the salary of the team is not enough for us to practice. I don't want to work hard to make more money by myself, so as not to suck the blood of my family every day. Hanshin responded with a smile. Where did you choose? The poet seems to be interested. Seeing that there was something going on, Hanshin quickly expressed his thoughts. I plan to open the factory on Jinkai Avenue in the northern suburbs. As you know, although it is a suburb there, the higher authorities have always wanted to develop there. We choose it in advance now. Let alone now, it will definitely be a good place for appreciation in the future place. It's also convenient to get to the inner city by opening the highway. The journey takes only about 20 minutes, and the roads are all repaired. This not only saves transportation costs, but also makes it cheaper to buy now. Han Shun explained his plan step by step. Good boy, it's really a pity for you to go to practice. It's better to be a businessman with your family. I didn't misunderstand you at the beginning. You are the material. Why don't you come and work with me? I'll help you with the factory's money out. After listening to Han Chen's plan, the master poet offered an olive branch. Hey, thank you, Uncle Sure, for your love. But this time, I want to build this factory by myself, and I hope Uncle will make it happen. Han Chen showed a harmless animal expression. Okay, I don't know what you're thinking yet. I have a call here. Just say that Sure Yin introduced you, and he will arrange it for you, said the master poet. Only then did Chen Yang know that Sure Xiaoyi's father was originally called Sure Yin. Check the talent. Humanity, a word in poetry. Cultivation realm, intermediate great martial artist. Power, 472 tons. Cultivation talent, advanced talent. Special talents, strength, advanced, speed, advanced, mind power, top, water element, top. It's amazing. It's actually a great martial artist. Chen Yang was secretly surprised. He didn't expect Sure Xiaoyi to have such a powerful father. If patriarch poetry possesses a top-level talent for cultivation, he is probably about to break through to become a master by now. I have to find an opportunity to copy a wave. Chen Yang thought, thank you, Uncle. Then we'll take our leave first. You two, father and daughter, talk slowly. As he said that, Han Chen suddenly wanted to pull Chen Yang away. Chen Yang was taken aback for a moment. This Han Chen somewhat disrupted his plan. Let's go after eating. The master poet spoke. Haha, that's good. Since uncle has spoken, it's better to be respectful than obedient. Han Chen nodded and replied. Several people chatted about the development of the factory and future plans at the dinner table. Fortunately, Han Chen brought 2 bottles of white wine, otherwise there would be no gifts, and the meal would be embarrassing. Chen Yang also secretly remembered these etiquettes. He didn't have much contact with important people before, so he didn't have the awareness of this aspect. Now that he has a certain reputation in Yinqing, he will inevitably interact with these people in the future, so he must pay more attention to this aspect. Uncle, this is the liquor specially provided in the army. Come, let me toast Uncle. Han Chen picked up his glass and stood up. Seeing that the 2 of them had finished drinking, Chen Yang also picked up the wine glass. Uncle, I'm really sorry for some things. I'm here to accompany you. I'll toast you too. Chen Yang drank the white wine in the glass in one breath. The owner of the poet family seemed to be a bit over the top. He raised his wine glass with a smile, completely lost the seriousness before. Taking advantage of the toast, Chen Yang copied the talent of the poet master. Will the water element evolve? Yes. Evolution failed. Pity, Chen Yang didn't care. Anyway, there would be opportunities in the future. But he was very curious. What is the special talent above the top level? Gao Xiong also stood up and toasted. The meal took more than an hour to end. Uncle, you drank too much. Hurry back to your room and rest. I have something to do with Chen Yang, so I'll come over to drink with you next time. Seeing that the food was almost enough, Han Chen persuaded him. Okay, next time I won't be drunk, and I won't go home. Aka, help me see off my guests. The master poet beckoned and called the nanny over. After sending Chen Yang away, Sure Xiaowei looked at her father lying on the sofa and shook her head. Dad, shall I take you back to your room? Sure Xiaowei asked softly. No, let's sit down and talk. Sure Yin patted the sofa, motioning for Sure Xiaowei to sit down. Do you really dislike that Lin Bing? It's true, Dad. I hate him. Maybe after he gets married, he'll still be out drinking and drinking every day. Sure Xiaowei said in disgust. Sure Yin also saw that her daughter was really disgusted and sighed melancholy. Then it's over. Dad will go to Guanghui base to divorce you when he has time. Sure Xiaowei was overjoyed after hearing this. Thank you, Dad. As he spoke, he hugged his father's arm and acted coquettishly. Well, do you know why Dad wants you to marry the Lin family so much? Do not know. Sure Xiaowei shook her head. Your mother left early, and you're the only daughter I have. If one day I also leave, this family always needs a man to be the master. Their Lin family can be regarded as a big family in the glorious base, no worse than our 4 major families in Yinqing. If you can marry, your life will not be so bad in the future. And our poet family's property can also be inherited by someone. That's why it was Dad who helped you think about it. After hearing this, Sure Xiaowei also understood her father's difficulties. There is no boy in the family. One day, the poet's family will change her surname to another name. Sure Xiaowei rolled her eyes and understood her father's intention. But no matter what, she would not choose the Lin family. In fact, she didn't know her father's good intentions, but all the sons and brothers of the big family were similar. So far, none of them caught her eyes. Dad, my daughter can support the family by herself in the future. Sure Xiaowei said firmly. A family can't be supported just by supporting it. I don't know how much hard work it takes behind it. Dad doesn't want you to be too tired, but just wants you to enjoy life. The poem explained. Okay, let's not talk about this. Since you have your own ideas, Dad supports you. I think that Chen Yang is pretty good. If he can join my poet's family, he will definitely become an important person in Yinqing in the future. Dad, Sure Xiaowei was so shy that she didn't know how to start. She couldn't say that this was Chen Yang's play. Could she? Actually, Dad has already noticed that you two are just acting. He only looks at you with pure admiration, but you can't move your eyes. You don't really like that kid, do you? Sure Yin opened his eyes and asked. I don't know. Sure Xiaowei turned her head, pinching her father's sleeve with her small hands uneasily. It can be seen that this Chen Yang will definitely skyrocket in the future. It would be a happy event if you can be with him. I heard that he has a girlfriend. If you don't take the initiative, this kid will really be taken by others. Seduced away, Shi Yin stood up and walked to the bedroom, leaving Shi Xiaowei sitting on the sofa alone at a loss. Do I really want to? Shi Xiaowei was distracted thinking about what her father said just now. Brother Yang, are you really a couple with the poet's daughter? As soon as he got into the car, Gao Xiong couldn't help asking. Nothing. It's all a misunderstanding. Remember the Lin family she mentioned? Her father wants her to marry into the Lin family, so that future poets can sit back and relax. But Shi Xiaowei doesn't like that son of a Lin family. When she met me a few days ago, she dragged me to pretend to be her boyfriend. Oh, by the way, Lu Xian was there that day. Chen Yang explained. No way. You are on 2 boats with 1 foot. Han Shun shouted with an exaggerated expression. 1 foot in 2 boats. Xiaowei and I are innocent. Chen Yang said quickly. How about Xiaowei, who called you so intimately and smoothly, who would believe that you two have nothing to do with each other? Han Shun smiled proudly. That's a must. My brother Yang is so good. You can easily catch all the ladies from any big family. Gao Xiong also joined in the fun and said, I really convinced you. Why didn't you get drunk? If I didn't call out to be more intimate, would they believe it? Chen Yang was speechless. There's no need to explain. To explain is to cover up, and to cover up is the fact. We all understand that some things are hard to say, but which man doesn't want to? Understand. Han Shun thought he had seen through everything, so he acted like someone who had experienced it. Okay. It's okay for me to admit defeat. Chen Yang refused to communicate. Han Shun called a security guard to drive them, and then called the owner of Shi's family. Hello, who is it? The other party seemed to be very unfamiliar with this number, but it must not be an ordinary person who can know his private phone number. So after answering the call, he didn't put on any big airs. Hi, I'm Han Shun. This number was given to me by my uncle. He is the head of the poet family. You should know him, right? Han Shun revealed his identity. Oh, it was introduced by the poet's master. I know you. What's the matter? When the other party heard the name of the poet's master, his tone of voice became a little different. It's like this. I want to open a factory. Uncle said that you can help us, so I'm bothering you. It's okay. I want to open a factory, right? My name is Chen, so I happen to be here in the suburbs. I'll send you an address. Come over. Let's meet and chat. Okay, thank you. Han Chen hung up the phone and then received an address. Handsome, drive here. Han Chen handed the phone address to the security guard and said, I can't tell. Brother Chen of yours is quite easygoing. Even the security guard is called a handsome guy. Gao Xiong said in surprise. He's like this, in fact. He doesn't have any airs. Just get used to it. Chen Yang was not surprised. Not long after driving, the car stopped at a building downstairs. Chen Yang and others got out of the car and looked up. It was a newly built government building. What a style. No wonder you said that the center of gravity will develop here in the future, and this side really looks taller. Chen Yang sighed. Of course, the place you chose, Brother Chen, can be bad. Take advantage of this opportunity and hurry up to find a venue. Otherwise, the rent will only become more and more expensive in the future. After Han Chen finished speaking, he walked forward with a proud face. Hello, what's the matter? The service manager at the door asked with a smile. We're looking for Mr. Qian. He asked us to come over. Han Chen said. Boss Qian. The service manager looked at the 3 of them. Chen Yang and Gao Xiong looked very young, but Han Chen looked like a member of a big family. However, the service manager quickly saw that Han Chen and Chen Yang were both wearing famous brands, so they shouldn't be here to cause trouble. Okay, wait a moment. Let me ask for you. The service manager took the 3 of them upstairs after confirming that they were correct through the headset. Isn't the shelf too big here? Gao Xiong muttered. Big companies are like this, let alone government buildings. It's good for everyone to be strict. Chen Yang explained. When he came to the reception room, Chen Yang immediately saw the fat man sitting on the sofa. He took a quick look and judged that this man should be the Qian that Han Chen was talking about. Welcome. You're Han Chen, right? Qian stood up and said that although he looked a little fat, his flesh was firm. Yes, Mr. Chen is good. This is my brother Chen Yang, and this is Gao Xiong. Han, Chen introduced. Come and drink tea. Chen Xin invited everyone to take their seats and began to make tea. Where are you going to put the factory address? Chen Xin asked while pouring tea. The main reason is that my brother Chen Yang wants to open a beverage processing factory. The best location is on both sides of Jinkai Avenue, so that transportation will be more convenient. Han Chen replied. On both sides of Jinkai Avenue. Chen Xin was silent for a while. Although Jinkai Avenue has just started to develop, many families are more interested in it. How big a place do you need? Han Chen looked at Chen Yang after listening. After all, he didn't know how the processing plant was designed. It's estimated to be square meters. Chen Yang did the math, adding a dormitory building to the factory. Of course, the dormitory building can be added later. However, the warehouse is definitely needed, and it must be staffed to wait for it. After such a calculation, it always feels that million funds is still too little. This matter is difficult to handle, but I happen to have a piece of land here, which is not wanted by the Li family. Let me see if I can get the certificate for you. Do you want to rent or buy it? After making the tea, Chen Xin put it into the cup and asked, Can you tell me what the price is? Chen Yang asked cautiously. Chen Xin picked up his teacup and took a sip. This area is still in the suburbs. If you buy land, it costs about 300 yuan per square meter. If you rent it, it's cheaper, and it's only 2 or 3 million yuan a year. But there are many people who are interested in this land. If you just rent, I'm afraid I can't get it. Hearing that so much money was required, Chen Yang felt a headache. Seeing Chen Yang's appearance, Han Chen instantly understood that he might not have enough funds. Can I get a loan? Han Chen asked. It's time to clear up the relationship. After all, there are many people who want this land, and you haven't counted the money for the factory construction. According to a standard beverage processing factory, equipment, personnel, management, and construction are all worthless. For a small fund, you have to prepare million. Chen Xin gave them a plan. Calculated in this way, at least 3.5 million must be prepared. Chen Yang said in a low voice. Is it okay if the money arrives later? Chen Yang asked. I can help you delay it for half a month. You have to prepare 2 million yuan to buy the money for the factory construction. You can figure out the rest when the time comes. Chen Xin poured another cup of tea and said, Okay, let's do it according to Mr. Chen's wishes. This matter still needs to trouble Mr. Chen. Mr. Chen raised his head and said seriously. Chen Xin was a little surprised. He thought it would be Han Chen who contributed this time. After all, Han Chen has been a martial artist for a while, and he is also well known in the joint team. On the contrary, Chen Yang looked very young, and he didn't look like a rich second generation with so much money. Unexpectedly, it was this young man who made up his mind in the end. It seems that this Chen Yang also has some strength. Chen Yang. Chen Xin thought of where he seemed to have heard this name before, looked at Han Chen, and suddenly realized that the young man in front of him was the one who competed with Mr. Zhao that day. You are the Chen Yang who insulted Mr. Zhao at the warrior training ground? Chen Xin asked quickly. It's me. The humiliation is not worth it. It's his own fault. Chen Yang replied. Hearing that Chen Yang admitted his identity, Chen Xin suddenly showed embarrassment. This is difficult. The Zhao family is one of the largest families in Yanqing. If you let them know that you want to open a factory, let alone open a factory, even building a factory will be blocked. Chen Xin shook his head and sighed. How can this Zhao family do this? Gao Xiong said angrily. The Zhao family has a lot of resources on the White Road, and they're intricately connected, and every point can affect the entire industry. Chen Xin explained. Then what should we do? Isn't Brother Yang's factory unable to open? Gao Xiong said anxiously. There's no way around it. Although I have a bit of status, that's how it is in their eyes. There are many people who are more powerful than me. Some of the leaders above me have to get on good terms with the Zhao family, let alone me. It's a pity. It seems that this matter can't be done. If there is no matter of the training ground, the Zhao family may not make a move. But now, your every move may be under their monitoring. What? Hearing this, Chen Yang felt a little chilled. He stood up and scanned the entire building and the street with his perspective talent. Sure enough, there were a few guys sneaking around on the street downstairs and the stairs on this floor. Judging from the eavesdropping equipment they carried, it seemed that they were following something. Chen Yang realized that he had caused a lot of trouble. If even he was being followed, wouldn't the parents and younger sister in the community be monitored as well? Realizing this, Chen Yang felt a little uneasy. Chen Qin's attitude was not as good as before. It seemed that he was also afraid that he would get into trouble. It's okay if you don't agree to Chen Yang. Once you really help Chen Yang get the land down, maybe one day you'll be involved too. Chen Yang was caught in a dilemma for a while. The conflict between him and the Zhao family was clearly irreconcilable. The Zhao family has not shown any traces for so long. It is obviously the calm before the storm. I heard that the most powerful head of the Zhao family is a great martial artist, right? Chen Yang asked suddenly. It should be right. I remember that the patriarch of the Zhao family had a competition with the captain 2 years ago, but he lost in the end. Han Chen recalled. You said, if I defeat the patriarch of the Zhao family, will they still trouble me? Chen Yang said. Chen Qin wanted to laugh when he heard Chen Yang's words. He thought to himself that Chen Yang was indeed a young man, and he was too flamboyant. He just stepped into the realm of a martial artist and wanted to defeat a great martial artist. It seems that he still doesn't understand the gap between a martial artist and a great martial artist. If you practice for another year, maybe you can. Han Chen thought for a while and replied. Chen Qin almost couldn't hold back when he heard this. He opened his mouth, but seeing Han Chen's serious face, he held back what he wanted to persuade Chen Yang. What's the matter? Han Chen didn't hit him. Could it be that Chen Yang's cultivation talent is so outrageous? He wants to deal with a great martial artist in just 1 year. Chen Qin didn't want to believe it. Mr. Qian, I'm sorry to bother you this time, but I believe it won't be long before I can visit again. At that time, the Zhao family shouldn't secretly stop me. Chen Yang said with a confident smile. Well, it seems that young people are still aggressive. Chen Qin exhaled a puff of smoke ring and laughed. Then we won't bother Mr. Qian. Mr. Qian has a lot of things to do every day. He must have delayed a lot of work by receiving us. I have a small favor here, and I hope you can accept it. As he spoke, Chen Yang took out a small gift box out of nowhere. No, I can't take it. Chen Qin quickly refused. If the Zhao family knew that they had accepted Chen Yang's gift, what would they think? Chen Yang turned his head. This gift must be given out, otherwise it would not be a waste of time. You have to accept it if you don't. Chen Yang's heart shuddered, and he used his mind control talent to interfere with Chen Qin's thinking. I can't delay you for such a long time in vain. Maybe I will have to rely on you to take care of me in the future. Chen Yang handed the gift box to Chen Qin. Chen Qin's right hand was stiff for a while, and then he took the gift. Han Chen was stunned for a moment. How could this Chen Qin accept the gift in a blink of an eye when he had to face a rejection just now? After seeing Chen Qin put away the gift box, Han Chen heaved a sigh of relief. At least today's visit was not in vain. Then we won't bother you, and we will visit you when we have a chance. Chen Yang said with a smile. Okay, go slowly. Chen Qin stood up and signaled to see off the guests. Brother Yang, this matter is not over yet. Gao Xiong whispered. We'll talk about it later. Chen Yang interrupted. Seeing Chen Yang and the others leave the reception room, Chen Qin finally came to his senses. Seeing himself put away the gift box, he smiled wryly. Damn it, what kind of magical power does this guy have? It actually made me fall in love. Chen Qin cursed secretly and even wanted to throw the gift into the trash can. But a mysterious curiosity prompted him to open the gift box, and bursts of light suddenly radiated from the reception room. What a big handwriting. This kid will be great in the future. Chen Qin looked at the high-level primordial stone lying quietly in the gift box, and he collected it by accident. Walking out of the reception room, Gao Xiong couldn't help opening his mouth. Brother Yang, what were you talking about just now? That fat man took your things and didn't say if he could do it. What kind of dumb words are you talking about? We're under surveillance. Let's talk in the car. Chen Yang said in a low voice. What? Gao Xiong was shocked, then realized something was wrong, and quickly closed his mouth. Han Chen also suddenly realized that he already had a super sensory talent, but he didn't take it seriously, thinking that it was just Chen Yang who was more eye-catching. When he came to the front of the car, Chen Yang carefully checked every part. After confirming that there was no wiretapping device, Chen Yang started the car. "Fatty, Brother Chen, I might have gotten into trouble this time. We were watched by a few people in the government building just now. If I guess correctly, it must be the Zhao family subordinates." Yang Chen apologized. "Brother Yang, what are you talking about?" Gao Xiong said unwillingly. "Fatty, you don't know. This Zhao family is one of the largest families in Yinqing, and the forces and industries under it are distributed throughout Yinqing. I'm afraid that you will be involved because of me. If something happens, I will regret it for the rest of my life." Chen Yang explained. "Brother Yang, your business is my business. When we were in high school, we sworn brothers together, and we agreed to take care of each other in times of trouble. Running away when encountering difficulties is not my fat man style." Gao Xiong didn't mind. "It doesn't matter to me. I'm still a senior member of the joint team, and I don't have any conflicts with the Zhao family. If you want to trouble me, it depends on whether the captain agrees." Chen didn't care. Listening to the words of the two, Chen Yang was a little moved. He thought of his brothers in the previous life. In every fire scene, they depended on each other like this, and no one would give up on the other. "Fatty, Brother Chen, Chen Yang, are very lucky to hear you say that. But I still have to solve this matter alone. If I don't let the Zhao family know that they are afraid, they will always be a thorn in my heart," Chen Yang said while driving. "Brother Yang, I told you I'm not afraid. I still can't figure out what that Qianzong means." Gao Xiong couldn't wait to know the result. This Qian Qin is afraid of implicating himself. After all, the Zhao family is powerful, and he can be deflated by doing anything casually. Han Chen explained, "I can't see that such a high-level person has something to fear." "Brother Yang, then you'll be fine." Gao Xiong worried. "Don't worry, I'm a member of the joint team now, and the Zhao family dare not mess with me publicly. As for that Qian Qin, I have a way to let him choose to join the team." Chen Yang affirmed. He has already checked Qian Qin's talent. The other party is just a warrior. If it is not good, he can also use his mind to control the talent to make the other party do things for him. Of course, he would choose to do this only when he had to. Now Chen Yang had to find a way to make the Zhao family dispel the idea of dealing with him. "Fatty, let me provide you with a trolley. After all, you will also be dealing with important people in the future, so it doesn't look good if you don't dress up." Chen Yang thought for a while and said, "Brother Yang, you want to open a factory now, so you should keep the money." Gao Xiong refused. "It's okay, it won't cost much." After Chen Yang made his decision, he immediately drove to the flagship store. In the afternoon, Chen Yang helped Gao Xiong choose a domineering Land Rover. Unexpectedly, Blue Star also has an Earth brand. Then he brought Gao Xiong to buy a villa. Since he decided to let Fatty help him, Chen Yang still had to let Gao Xiong live in the inner city first. "You could bring your aunt to move in if you have time. There is still some time before the next martial arts assessment. It will be too late to wait for the country to allocate a house. It is better to live directly. Don't worry, I am not short of this money," Chen Yang said proudly. Gao Xiong accepted Chen Yang's kindness with embarrassment, and after dinner, the three separated at Gao Xiong's house. Chen Yang drove the car to the wilderness of the slum area alone, found a place without cameras, and stopped the car. "Come out. You've been with me long enough." Chen Yang lit a cigarette and said to the dark place. It was so quiet that even the sound of falling leaves could be heard. After waiting for a few minutes, no one responded. Chen Yang threw the cigarette but on the ground and stepped on it. "Since you were shy, I have no choice but to do it myself." Before the people in the dark could react, Chen Yang had already appeared behind a man. Puff puff. Chen Yang knocked down all the subordinates of the Zhao family who were following him one by one. Under his strong force, each of them was thrown into the open space like being twisted by the neck of a chicken. "Who sent you here?" Chen Yang asked. The few people on the ground didn't speak, they just wailed in pain. "Why? Do you still want me to punch you a few times? It should be normal to lose a few people in this wilderness, right?" Chen Yang looked at the warriors on the ground and smiled. "Let us go quickly, or you will die miserably if you pursue it." A young man spoke threateningly. I don't need you to say that I know that you are all lackeys of the Zhao family. Did Zhao Minghui ask you to monitor me? Chen Yang kicked him and asked. So what, if you know we are from the Zhao family, why don't you let us go? The young man cried out in pain. It will definitely be released. Chen Yang rubbed his fists. Hearing this sentence, the young man showed joy, but what Chen Yang did next made him yell for mercy. Come on, be obedient and I will let you go. After all, someone has to pass the message for me. As Chen Yang spoke, he slapped them in the face, and after a while, everyone's noses were bruised and their faces were swollen. I said, don't fight, don't fight. The young man couldn't help but admit defeat very quickly. He could use the name of the Zhao family to play prestige, but the other party didn't accept this at all. We also said. The other subordinates also begged. Sorry, I don't need your explanation. When Chen Yang activated his mind control talent, the brains of several subordinates froze, and then their thinking was quietly changed. When they woke up, they had become Chen Yang spies. Do you know what to do? Don't reveal your secrets when you go back. If you ask, just follow what I said, understand? A few minutes later, Chen Yang taught Zhao's subordinates how to reply to their superiors. In this way, although they were still monitoring him on the surface, the Zhao family could no longer get any useful information. They probably don't know that all the people they sent have become Chen Yang spies. How often do the people you monitor change shifts? Chen Yang asked. Once a day, we divide into day shifts and night shifts, usually at both ends. A thin man replied. Where are the rest of you now? We change shifts at 6 o'clock every day. They should go to the hotel to rest. Okay, take me to the hotel. If someone asks how you got your injuries, just reply truthfully. Chen Yang said. By the way, send someone to tell the patriarch of the Zhao family that my master will come to visit in person. Yes, I'll tell you right now, replied the young man. Late at night, in the mansion, Zhao Kuang picked up the phone, and the young man on the other side relayed Chen Yang's words to him. Zhao Kuang's expression froze after hearing this, and he didn't reply for a long time. Patriarch, do you have any instructions? Asked the young man. Zhao Kuang finally came to his senses. Did he really say that? Yes, I didn't change a word of his, that's what he said. Then did he mention anything about his master? Zhao Kuang asked. No, he just mentioned something casually. The young man didn't know either, and it wasn't his fault, because even Chen Yang didn't know who his master was. He planned to change his identity and go there in person. Anyway, he has the talent of Avatar, so he can get rid of suspicion at any time. Trash. Keep monitoring, remember, stay away. Zhao Kuang hung up the phone, unable to calm down for a long time. After sitting on the sofa for a while, Zhao Kuang finally couldn't help calling his son over. Dad, what's the matter? It's so late. I'm almost falling asleep. Zhao Minghui came down from upstairs with a laugh. Strange to say, he usually never rests until the early morning and often stays up all night. I have been hit recently, and I dare not even leave the door, but my daily routine has become more regular. Sleep, sleep, sleep. You know how to sleep. Do you know how much trouble you have caused the family? Zhao Kuang was furious when he saw his son. Dad, what's the matter? Didn't I admit my mistake? I will never dare to do it next time. Zhao Minghui thought his father was going to blame him again. Sit. Seeing his son's appearance, Zhao Kuang shook his head helplessly. This Chen Yang, how much do you know? Zhao Kuang asked. I haven't paid much attention to him. I only know that he was infected with the death disease in the 3rd year of high school because of the last beast tide. Because the family has no money, it has been procrastinating. It's strange to say that his classmates said that he had no talent for cultivation and that he had the disease and was sentenced to death, but he recovered afterward. I didn't pay attention until he took part in the martial arts assessment and won number 1. His, Zhao Minghui said. So, it's true that he has only practiced for more than a year? Zhao Kuang raised his eyebrows and said in surprise. Yes. Zhao Minghui replied embarrassedly. Impossible. It is absolutely impossible. How could a person suffering from the disease of decay and death become a martial artist in more than a year? This is too exaggerated. Zhao Minghui didn't want to believe it. Dad, no matter how talented he is only a martial artist. Father, you're a great martial artist. There is nothing to worry about. Zhao Minghui didn't care about Taoism. Dad, you won't let it go like this. Uncle is also lying in the hospital now, and it's not certain whether he will recover in the future. You must avenge him. Zhao Kuang felt a little annoyed when he heard this. Did you know that there is a master behind him? Master? Zhao Minghui was taken aback for a moment, and then realized something. Could it be that he was able to become a martial artist in more than a year because of his master's help? But why haven't I investigated it? Think about it. An ordinary person in a slum area, no matter how talented he is, it is impossible to improve so fast. I asked the people in the martial arts gym, and when he went to the test for the first time, his strength was only more than 400 caddies but on the day of the assessment, his strength reached Gene, and there was only a short period of 1 month between this. Do you know what this means? He has only practiced for a month from a great warrior to a martial artist. Zhao Kuang threw the information in front of Zhao Minghui and said, 1 month. Only then did Zhao Minghui realize that, based on the time, it really took only 1 month for Chen Yang to become a martial artist from a great martial artist. How was this possible? Unless he forcibly raised his realm and drank the genetic potion. Zhao Minghui exclaimed. At first I thought so too, but I checked the news on the Tao, and no one sold him the gene potion. Even if someone sold him the gene potion, the poor success rate made Chen Yang almost leap from a great warrior to a martial artist. Impossible. The only explanation now is that there's a master behind him, and this master is at least in the realm of a great martial artist. Zhao Kuang judged. Dad, how do you know there is a master behind him? Hearing his father's judgment, Zhao Minghui was puzzled. The person who was sent out to monitor just now was discovered by Chen Yang. Chen Yang asked his subordinates to relay the words, saying that his master will visit the Zhao family in person. Zhao Kuang said, then what should we do? If his master is also a great martial artist, if we really touch Chen Yang, wouldn't we be retaliated by his master? Zhao Minghui said anxiously, this matter can't be concluded yet. Let's see if his master dares to come. I will meet him personally when the time comes. Zhao Kuang made a cracking sound with his fist, and the aura of the great martial artist burst out. What Zhao Kuang didn't know was that Chen Yang was also thinking about how to pretend to be his master at this time. Although he has experience in fighting great martial artists, the gap between high-ranking great martial artists and martial artists is too large, and it cannot be made up by a few talents. However, he already had an immature idea in his heart. When he was discussing with Captain Zhou Yuan, Chen Yang copied Zhou Yuan's talent. Possessing the power of space and flipping matter, he will definitely be able to catch the opponent by surprise. Back in the community, Chen Yang found another group of people watching him. Chen Yang remained calm, and after parking the car, he used the power of space to teleport behind the person who eavesdropped on the villa. Who? In a commercial vehicle, several warriors were monitoring Chen Yang's villa. They found a figure suddenly appeared in the rearview mirror, and after a closer look, it turned out to be Chen Yang. Chen Yang followed the same pattern and controlled all these guys. After asking about other resting men, Chen Yang teleported away again. After working hard for an hour, Chen Yang managed to control all the Zhao family members who were watching him. After confirming that there were no omissions, Chen Yang returned to the villa. I actually sent more than warriors to watch me. What a big deal. Chen Yang was a little surprised by the power of the Zhao family. No wonder Qian would choose to back down. There are not many people in Yinqing who can fight against the Zhao family. After sorting out everything, Chen Yang finally felt relieved. There is no rush to go to the Zhao family. At least you have to break through to a mid-level martial artist. Chen Yang started to search the Zhao family's information on the internet, and he found that the head of the Zhao family had already been a middle-level great martial artist a few years ago. If he guessed correctly, the current Zhao Kuang must be a high-ranking great martial artist. This Zhao Kuang should not be as good as the captain. We have to find an opportunity tomorrow to see Zhao Kuang's talent before making any plans. Chen Yang muttered, the so-called know yourself and know your enemy, and you will never end in 100 battles. With so many special talents, he can always find Zhao Kuang's weaknesses. It would be great if I knew a powerful hacker. The Zhao family must have a lot of ulterior secrets. If you know these secrets, it'll be much easier to deal with. Chen Yang thought about it. If you want to fight against a big family, you can't solve it by force alone. In addition to having a high combat effectiveness, one must also be able to disintegrate the opponent from all aspects. After a long time, Chen Yang remembered that he hadn't checked Qian Qin's identity yet. They were only focused on dealing with each other at the time, but Qian Qin had no idea what exactly he was doing. Chen Yang looked up Qian Qin's name on the mobile web page and soon saw his information. This guy actually belongs to the Qian family. Seeing the news about Qian Qin, Chen Yang was a little surprised. The Zhao family, the Qian family, the Sun family, and the Li family are the four major families in Yinqing. They check and balance each other, but they cooperate a lot. According to Qian Qin's status, he shouldn't be so afraid of the Zhao family. The only thing that can be explained is that he doesn't want to go into this muddy water. No, if that's the case, sure Xiaowi's father probably wouldn't have introduced it to me. And with his identity, it's impossible to have that attitude at the beginning. Chen Yang was thinking, if you want to understand clearly, the information on the internet is definitely not enough. It's a pity that I don't know a few high-class people. Otherwise, it would be much easier to ask. Chen Yang lamented that with his current contacts, it is still a little troublesome to get in touch with them. Han Shun took him to understand many things. Besides Han Shun, the only person he knew was Shi Xiaowi. Thinking of this, Chen Yang sent Shi Xiaowi a message, not knowing whether Shi Xiaowi would like to help him. On the other side, in the pink bedroom, Shi Xiaowi heard the notification sound of the mobile phone, opened it, and it turned out that Chen Yang was asking her for help. Why did you ask about Qian Qin? Did things not go well today? After seeing Chen Yang's text message asking her for help, Shi Xiaowi began to think wildly. After a while, Shi Xiaowi dialed a number. This number is a manager under her father. She often deals with people from major families. If there is any gossip information, you must ask her. Sister Yao, can I ask you something? Do you have any information about Qian Qin? I need to get in touch with him. It took half an hour for Shi Xiaowi to get all of Qian Qin's information. She sent all the information in these electronic files to Chen Yang, with a happy smile on her face. Seeing that Shi Xiaowi didn't reply, Chen Yang thought that Shi Xiaowi had fallen asleep. When he lay down on the bed after washing, Chen Yang also showed a grateful smile when he saw the files sent from his mobile phone. Chen Yang couldn't wait to open the file, which contained a lot of gossip about Qian Qin and family information. After reading these materials, Chen Yang realized that Qian Qin was just a marginal figure in the Qian family. Qian Qin is the cousin of the head of the Qian family. His status in the whole family is not high, and he belongs to the most marginal line. In addition to him, there are two other lines. One is Qian Qin's Uncle Qian Qingsong, and the other is second Uncle Qian Jiqiang. Qian Qingsong's lineage is the core that controls the entire Qian family's economy. Because Qian Qin's father passed away early, he is unable to gain a firm foothold in the entire Qian family. Only now did Chen Yang understand why Qian Qin, one of the four major families, was afraid of being dragged into the troubles of the Zhao family, because he had no one to back him up. Being able to sit in the current position was only given to him by the other two lines. If something really happened, it might not be that other people would stand up for him. But the most important reason is because Qian Qin's training talent is extremely poor. It is said that he is only relying on genetic potions to improve his physique to a warrior, not even a great warrior. This is also the reason why Qian Qin has no right to speak in the Qian family. Fortunately, he has a daughter who is 21 years old and has a good cultivation talent. After reading Qian Qin's information, Chen Yang had a plan in mind. If you want to speak in Yinqing, you must either reach the realm of a great martial artist yourself, or you need a backer like the four major families. If Chen Yang wants to create a force from scratch, it will take a long time, even if there's not enough manpower. But if he can help Qian Qin establish prestige in the Qian family, it will be easier for him to do things in the future. Thinking of this, Chen Yang decided to go to Zhao's house tomorrow to see Zhao Kuang's talent before making a decision. The next morning, the younger sister broke into Chen Yang's room bouncing around. "Brother, it's time to eat." Chen Yang laughed, seeing his younger sister wearing a pure white dress with a smile on her face. At the dinner table, Chen Yang began to ask how his sister was doing. Yuling, how is her leg now? It's good. I was a little uncomfortable at first, but now it's completely fine. The younger sister ate the noodles with big mouthfuls and said vaguely, You're bored at home by yourself. Do you want to go to school? Chen Yang thought for a while and said, Go to school. Chen Yuling paused. This word was so far away from her before that she even forgot that she could still go to school. Yes, I see if I can arrange a school for you, and then you can make many new friends. But I'm afraid I won't be able to follow the class. Chen Yuling felt inferior. Fool, you're a cultivator now, and you have awakened your talent and spiritual power. I will ask a few teachers to teach you, and you will learn it all at once. Chen Yang said, Really? I seem to feel that my memory has indeed improved a lot. Chen Yuling replied suspiciously. This is the benefit of cultivators. By the way, didn't Aunt Zhou let you go to school? Chen Yang thought suddenly. Master once said that I can go to school after I get started with the cultivation method. Chen Yuling replied. Chen Yang nodded. It seemed that he was too worried. After breakfast, Chen Yang took a taxi and drove to Zhao's company. There are still many warriors watching him, but Zhao Kuang doesn't know that these people have been brainwashed by Chen Yang. He thought that Chen Yang's actions were all under his control. The Zhao family has a 30-story office building in Yinqing, which occupies a very large area and is relatively close to the largest square in Yinqing. In addition, there is another shopping mall in Yinqing that is owned by the Zhao family. The money needed to buy a shop here is hard for ordinary people to buy in a lifetime. After searching for a long time with the talent of perspective, Chen Yang finally found Zhao Kuang in the office building of the Zhao Group. I saw Zhao Kuang was having a meeting with his subordinates in the conference room, and there were two elders sitting beside him, one of whom seemed to be Zhao Kuang's third brother. Zhao Kuang has two younger brothers. One is Zhao Weiman, who was beaten by Chen Yang, and the other is Zhao Zhigua, who is in a meeting now. Chen Yang found a place and teleported to the roof of the group building. Through his talent of perspective, he quickly grasped the information of the two of them. Check talent. Human, Zhao Zhigua. Cultivation realm. Elementary, great martial artist. Power, 283 tons. Cultivation talent, top talent. Special talent, strength top, speed, advanced, stealth top, fire element top. Human, Zhao Kuang. Cultivation realm, senior martial artist. Power, 672 tons. Cultivation talent, top talent. Special talent, strength top, speed top, amplification top, wind element top. Good guy, two great martial artists. Chen Yang gasped. He didn't take that Zhao Zhigua to heart. With Chen Yang's talent, it wasn't a problem to deal with him. But Zhao Kuang, the patriarch of the Zhao family, made Chen Yang feel very troublesome. The gap between high-level martial arts masters and elementary martial arts masters was too big, and he would capsize if he was not careful. After knowing Zhao Kuang's strength, Chen Yang felt a sense of urgency. He decided to go out of the city to find a place with no one to cultivate his special talent, and that alien species was obviously the best partner for training. After leaving the Zhao group, Chen Yang saw Li's martial arts by accident. After thinking about it, Chen Yang decided to go to the martial arts hall to ask Li Weixin a few questions. When he copied Li Weixin's talent back then, Chen Yang didn't pay attention to it. Now that he thinks about it, he finds it really strange. As a martial artist, Li Weixin only has strength and speed. Why doesn't he have other special talents? Coming to the martial arts hall again, Chen Yang's mentality has changed a lot. Seeing Li Weixin before, he felt unattainable, but it didn't take long for him to surpass him. Hello, is your curator here? I'm his friend. Chen Yang asked the front desk. The beauty at the front desk looked at the boy in front of him. Chen Yang's appearance had changed a lot in 2 months. There was a trace of paleness on his face before, but now he is full of energy, with a resolute face and sharp edges and corners. The front desk still recognized Chen Yang, and the test that Chen Yang conducted left a big impression on her. Go inside. You should be in the office. The beauty at the front desk replied. Okay, thanks. Chen Yang nodded and walked inside. After seeing the office, Chen Yang stepped forward and knocked on the door. The door of the office was not closed. Li Weixin was playing with the computer. When he saw Chen Yang knocking on the door, he showed a shocked expression. "Why do you have time to come here?" Li Weixin smiled and got up to greet him. "Haha, I just passed by here, so I'll come in for a visit." Chen Yang replied with a smile. "You kid, you are really famous now. I didn't expect you to break through as a martial artist. This cultivation talent is too scary," Li Weixin said enviously. "It's thanks to Director Li. If it wasn't for giving me a bottle of genetic potion, I wouldn't be able to break through so fast. Maybe I'm still recuperating." Chen Yang found an excuse and said, "Come on, sit down. I'm just bored by myself. Come have some tea with me." Li Weixin opened a can of tea and said. Chen Yang nodded, but wondered in his heart why these bosses like drinking tea so much. Li Weixin brewed a pot of tea and then poured a cup for Chen Yang. "Oh, it's a pity to say it. If you can stay in a martial arts hall, I don't know how many new students can be recruited. Who would have thought that those two guys from the joint team came to snatch people, and they really took advantage of them?" Li Weixin sighed. "By the way, I heard that you had a conflict with the Zhao family. Although I didn't watch that match, the news said that the eldest son of the Zhao family was beaten to the knees by you and even robbed his fiancée. Is it true?" Chen Yang was a little embarrassed when he heard Li Weixin's question. "That's true, but his fiancée is my girlfriend. If Zhao Minghui hadn't been provoking me, I wouldn't have fought him." Chen Yang explained. "The Zhao family didn't bother you?" Li Weixin asked. "It's really troublesome. That Zhao Minghui wants to kill me now," Chen Yang said coldly. Li Weixin took a sip of tea. He was not surprised by Zhao Minghui's thoughts. "Why don't you come to my martial arts gym to make a name for yourself, and I can help you with the Zhao family?" Li Weixin said. "That's the Zhao family. Brotherly, you are not stupid. Because of offending two great martial artists for me, they might tear down your martial arts hall." Chen Yang thought Li Weixin was joking. "How is the Zhao family going? Could it be that you don't know that this martial arts gym belongs to the Li family's property?" Li Weixin laughed. "The Li family's martial arts gym?" These words really surprised Chen Yang for a long time, and he realized at this time, Li's martial arts gym can become the largest martial arts gym in Yinqing. Does it not have some strength behind it? No wonder. It turns out that Brotherly still has this background. This is the first time I've heard of it. Chen Yang replied. "But thank you, Brotherly. My master is the Grandmaster, so the Zhao family can't do anything to me. If they really want to attack me, my master will definitely make the Zhao family look good." Chen Yang lied. Regardless of whether Li Weixin believes it or not, Chen Yang will disclose this news intentionally or unintentionally. The more people who know about it, the fewer people will dare to harm him. Grandmaster? Could it be the city lord? Li Weixin was taken aback. He never expected that behind Chen Yang there was a teacher at the Grandmaster level. Master forbids me to mention his name to the outside world, and he has never mentioned his experience to me, but he is definitely not the lord of the city, but a cultivator outside Yinqing. Chen Yang edited and said now. After hearing this, Li Weixin actually believed half of it in his heart. He could break through to become a martial artist in such a short period of time. If no one taught him behind him, he himself would not believe it. Your luck is really good. It seems that my worries are in vain. Li Weixin laughed loudly. No wonder you were able to knock Zhao Weiman unconscious with one punch. Are you free today? How about we go practice? Li Weixin suddenly wanted to try. That's because he underestimated the enemy. I'm definitely not Li Ji's opponent. Chen Yang said quickly. Come here. I heard that you have the field of speed force, and now you can explode with strength no less than that of a high-level martial artist. So don't be humble. Li Weixin said. The two chatted for a few more words, and in the end Chen Yang couldn't hold back the other party. So he had no choice but to agree. Brotherly, your martial arts gym is too small. Are you not afraid that I will tear it down in a fight later? Chen Yang asked. Don't worry. There's a beast sanctuary underground. Let's go down there and fight. Li Weixin said without worry. Wild beast sanctuary. Chen Yang was a little curious, so he followed Li Weixin downstairs. Who is that person? How do you think that instructor Li is very enthusiastic about him? The trainees were training saw Li Weixin and Chen Yang talking and laughing, and they were a little confused. I just heard that instructor Li seems to be going to compete with that young man, so hurry up and follow. A student reminded, "Are you kidding? You're so young and still competing with Instructor Lee. It's a lot." Several students sneered when they heard this. "Do you know who that young man is?" "It's Chen Yang, the one who defeated young Master Zhao." The student quickly explained. "What? It's him. Let's go. There's a good show to watch." The students followed with excitement. Although it was the first time they saw Chen Yang, they had heard countless times that Chen Yang became the youngest martial artist in Yinqing. Now it's hard to meet a real person, and you have to compete with Instructor Lee. Where can you find such a good thing? The news quickly spread throughout the martial arts school. Both the students and the coaches came to the underground beast sanctuary excitedly. The wild beast sanctuary is similar to a large square, which can accommodate residents. The floor and walls of the shelter are made of special metal pouring, so it is not a problem to resist the full blow of a high-level martial artist. Seeing the uproarious crowd, Chen Yang felt dizzy. It was a simple discussion, but I didn't expect to attract so many people to watch. If I accidentally won, wouldn't it make Instructor Lee lose face? Li Weixin didn't mind watching the students following behind, as the battle between martial artists was hard to see. If you watch the battle of martial artists in person, this is a very useful teaching for their cultivation. The coach spread out the students, and be careful not to get close to the dash meters from our side. Li Weixin directed his coaches and said. Each coach and teacher took the students to a safe place, and a large part of the entire refuge was vacated as a venue for the two to learn from each other. "Brotherly, I still don't know what your special talent is," Chen Yang asked intentionally. "I only have strength talent and speed talent, no other special talents," Li Weixin replied. Then I'm taking advantage of this," Chen Yang reminded. Don't underestimate me. I am a pure body cultivator. Do you know that one force can break through all laws? Vitality and body are my strongest weapons," Li Weixin said without showing any weakness. Body refinement? This was the first time Chen Yang heard this word. Hearing what Li Weixin said, Chen Yang stopped writing. Since Instructor Lee is so confident, he must have a way to deal with special talents. "Guess who will win?" a student asked. "It must be Instructor Lee. Although this Chen Yang is very talented, he has just broken through as a martial artist after all. You must know that Instructor Lee is only one step away from being a great martial artist. Chen Yang is definitely not an opponent." A man replied, "I don't think so. I heard that Chen Yang knocked out a mid-level martial artist with one punch. His strength is definitely not simple." A girl retorted, "You will know after reading it. Instructor Lee has rich experience in actual combat, which is not comparable to that of an intermediate martial artist," the man said in disbelief. The surrounding students also discussed who had the advantage, and most of them thought it was Li Weixin. "Let's start." Li Weixin didn't have any ink marks, so he just came up and punched Chen Yang. This punch has at least 60 tons of strength. If Chen Yang wants to receive this punch, he must use special talent. Of course, Chen Yang can also choose to dodge, but since it's a duel and the opponent doesn't even have other special talents, Chen Yang decided it's better to go head-to-head. Flame Meteor Fist. Chen Yang gave his move a name, and the flame instantly filled his entire arm. The power of bloodthirsty, wind, elemental, and other talents was condensed on the right fist, and this blow even exceeded the strength of 60 tons. Boom! The first confrontation made a loud noise, and the surrounding students saw that the two were fighting together without fancy, and their faces were full of excitement. Li Weixin felt a little surprised by Chen Yang's strength. Seeing the relaxed look on his face, he obviously didn't use his full strength, but this punch had already surpassed most middle-level martial artists. "Come again." Li Weixin became interested. His vitality quickly gathered a little, and he threw it at Chen Yang. Chen Yang did not show weakness, and the Flame Meteor Fist continued to increase its strength, this time reaching an astonishing 90 tons. The two streams of energy collided again, and a gust of wind vented from the center of the collision. Even a student standing 100 meters away can feel the remaining vitality scraping across his face. Good come. Li Weixin and Chen Yang were entangled, and Chen Yang's reaction was very fast. Even though Li Weixin's realm was higher than Chen Yang's, he still couldn't bring him enough oppression. No matter how Li Weixin attacked, Chen Yang could respond in time. After several rounds of probing, Li Weixin understood Chen Yang's general strength. Without using the speed force domain, the opponent's strength was close to the bottleneck of a martial artist. If he used the speed force domain, he might not be able to catch it. Chen Yang, aren't you curious about what body training is? Li Weixin took a step back and said, "Come on, let me see how powerful the speed force is. If you hold back this time, you may lose." Li Weixin's body suddenly emitted a burst of golden light, and a strange change occurred in his skin, which was coated with a layer of gold at a speed visible to the naked eye. The vitality of the whole body was concentrated at one point, without extra special effects. Li Weixin's fist hit Chen Yang fiercely like a missile. This seems to be very similar to the talent of the divine body. Chen Yang immediately felt that Li Weixin's strength had broken through the limit of a martial artist, and the strength of this punch might have reached 150 tons. Chen Yang dismissed other special talents. Since Li Weixin wants to experience the power of the speed force, of course he will not be stingy. Speed force, fire elemental. Of course, Chen Yang didn't dare to use his full strength, relying solely on the field of speed force. His strength broke through 100 tons. The surrounding time slowed down, and under the support of the speed force, Chen Yang punched Li Weixin's vitality energy group. Boom! This time, the entire center of the explosion glowed with blinding white light. The people around hadn't seen the confrontation between the two clearly, and the battle was over. Li Weixin's clothes were in tatters, but Chen Yang was not much better, and his clean white t-shirt was also ruined. Ahem, brother Li, you have to pay me for a piece of clothing. Chen Yang supported his thighs with both hands and said with difficulty. Li Weixin was also panting heavily. The blow just now combined advanced combat skills, but he still failed to break through the field of super speed force. It's been a long time since I played so heartily. Your strength is no less than that of a high-ranking martial artist. Li Weixin laughed loudly. Thank you, brother Li, for your mercy. If I try harder, I will be lying down and going to the hospital. Chen Yang also responded with a smile. Which one of them won? The students around discussed that the two people's current state looks similar. Is it a draw? Brother Li, go up first. Chen Yang didn't want to be seen as a monkey anymore. He became very interested in the body training that Li Weixin talked about. It was the first time he knew that he could break through the limit of a martial artist with only his vitality and physical strength without other special talents. You're a really good kid. Let's compete when we have time. Li Weixin recovered his mood, and the vitality in his body was constantly repairing the muscles and nerves that were damaged just now. Half an hour later, Chen Yang came out of the bathroom. The use of the speed force field several times made him more comfortable, which made him more confident in facing Zhao Kuang in the future. In the office, Li Weixin has already made tea for Chen Yang. Chen Yang couldn't wait to sit down and began to ask questions about body training. Don't worry, I'll tell you slowly. These things can be regarded as the foundation. Didn't your teacher tell you? Li Weixin spoke slowly, as if deliberately trying to make Chen Yang anxious. Teacher, he is often not around. Except for coming back occasionally to see me teach, I rarely see him. Chen Yang continued to make up nonsense. Your teacher is really casual. Maybe he wants you to focus on realizing your natural strength. Otherwise, you wouldn't break through so fast. Li Weixin guessed. After hearing this, Chen Yang could only respond with a laugh. He didn't know so much, so he could only pretend that he didn't understand. After exchanging pleasantries for a while, Li Weixin finally started to talk about some things about body training. Body refining is generally the path chosen by people without special talents. They use vitality and the blood of fierce beasts to temper their bodies, and together with the inner alchemy for refining fierce beasts, they are the strongest and can even be immune to some special talents. Li Weixin picked up a cup of tea and said slowly, Unfortunately, I am also a cultivator who has no special talent for awakening, so in order to understand the power of the body more purely, I chose the path of body training. When I break through the great martial master, my body training will be complete. What about the specific method of body training? Chen Yang asked curiously. Body training is divided into 3 directions: skin refining, meat refining, and bone refining. When these 3 are all perfect, you can achieve an extraordinary physique. Of course, this is not the limit of body refining. Beyond the extraordinary physique, there is vitality and spirit. Body. This spiritual body can resist the power of law, and it is almost invincible at the same level. Skin refining is very simple. You only need to temper the impurities in your body with vitality. When the impurities in your body can hardly be discharged, you have reached the level of leather refining. Meat refining is more troublesome. It needs to be soaked in the blood of the beast. Use the body's capillaries to absorb the blood power of the beast. Generally, after the meat refining state reaches perfection, even bullets can't penetrate your body. The bone refining realm is even more difficult. I am now in the bone refining realm. Bone refining needs to devour the inner alchemy of fierce beasts. Without the strength of a martial artist, there is no way to get the inner alchemy. Of course, if the bone refining realm reaches Dzogchen, even if the inner body without vitality, one punch can produce hundreds of tons of strength. After hearing this, Chen Yang was secretly amazed that he could wield 100 tons of strength without vitality. What is the difference between this and Superman? It's no wonder Li Gu can play with strength beyond that of a martial artist. I didn't expect this simple body training to be so powerful. Chen Yang admired Li Weixin a little. Although he didn't have a special talent for awakening, he opened up a new path on the way of cultivation and never gave up the possibility of becoming stronger. Brotherly, do you think I can cultivate vitality and body at the same time? Chen Yang asked. Of course you can. Your cultivation talent is so high. In my opinion, it is at least the top cultivation talent. If you practice vitality and body training at the same time, not only will it not delay the improvement of the realm, but it will allow you to better understand the power of the domain. Li Weixin agreed. After hearing this, Chen Yang made up his mind secretly. His realm has already improved very quickly. If he can practice body training to perfection, once he breaks through to a great martial artist, he may not even be his opponent at that time. Thank you, Brotherly, Chen Yang said gratefully. Brotherly, I still have something to do. I have to go to the team. Next time I have time, I will come and see you. Chen Yang respected the tea and said, Okay, I must come over when I have time. Li Weixin didn't keep him either. He knew that Chen Yang must be impatient to try body training. Indeed, as Li Weixin thought, no matter whether it is Yuan Qi Ju or Yuan Qi control, they all belong to the cultivation method of Yuan Qi. Although it can also be used to temper the body, it is completely different from the real body training method. Chen Yang happened to still have 2 free books of advanced combat skills. He planned to change to the book of body training and cultivation skills before leaving the city, and then he would slowly ponder over it. After arriving at the team's base, Chen Yang began to look for exercises for body training. There are not many body training methods, only more than dash kinds. Among them, there are only 3 advanced exercises, each of which has its own merits. Chen Yang quickly chose one of the advanced exercises. Phantom Beast Ju, imitating the power of ferocious beasts, and exerting body forging to the extreme. Chen Yang just copied Captain Zhou's transformation talent. With this talent, wouldn't it be more effective for him to cultivate Huanju? Thinking of this, Chen Yang immediately made a decision. Chen Yang also intends to exchange another book of combat skills. He took a fancy to the advanced combat skills of Thunderbolt. It just so happens that the element of thunder is the strongest special talent in elemental attack power. This advanced combat skills is very suitable for Chen Yang now. After exchanging the exercises and combat skills, Chen Yang left Yinqing. He has half a month to cultivate and familiarize himself with various natural powers. During this half month, he must reach the strength to be able to fight against Zhao Kuang. Chen Yang's first stop was still at the station leading to the glory base. Apart from obtaining the corpses of some ferocious beasts, he also wanted to go to Ling Hu's site to see if the black crystal was still there. It didn't take long for Chen Yang to arrive at the first site. The site is still dilapidated. It seems that the base and the team haven't sent people to clean the road. Chen Yang picked a clean place to sit down, took out the magic beast art, and began to look through it carefully. In just over an hour, with the talent of deep learning, Chen Yang has almost memorized the exercises. Putting away the exercises, Chen Yang closed his eyes and fell into a peaceful state. The cultivation method of Huan Beast Ju is slowly running in the body. Because of learning the control of vitality, almost all the meridians in Chen Yang's body have been opened up. Huan Beast Ju's body training technique completed a week in the body without too many obstacles. Chen Yang felt a unique force washing his body, and soon his skin became a little harder. Seeing the effect, Chen Yang continued to practice excitedly. The body training exercises continuously circulated in Chen Yang's body. Chen Yang felt a burst of hotness in his body, and many impurities were forced out under the tempering of the exercises. After practicing for 10 weeks, Chen Yang opened his eyes. His skin was covered with black stains, and the impurities discharged this time were no less than Chen Yang's first practice. After washing his body with water elements, Chen Yang felt the power of his body. After he broke through as a martial artist, his strength had reached as much as 15 tons. With the blessing of all talents, one punch can easily break through 100. But after practicing Huan Beast Art, Chen Yang felt that even without vitality and special talents, he could dash tons of power with one punch, which was a full 5 tons more than before. Seeing that the effect was not bad, Chen Yang happily continued to practice. He looked inwardly at his body, and after eliminating the impurities in his body became more pure. Someone. Just when Chen Yang wanted to continue practicing, his ears moved, and he heard a voice 1 kilometer away with super acoustic sense. Although there was still some distance from the site, Chen Yang still felt a wave of hostility. Chen Yang opened his eyes inexplicably. Could it be that the Zhao family is about to make a move? Chen Yang sent a clone to rush towards the other party. Seeing that he got close to the other party's line of sight, Chen Yang used the clone to check the man's information. Human, Xiao Jun. Cultivation realm. Intermediate great martial artist. Power, 369 tons. Cultivation talent, advanced talent. Special talents, strength, high speed, high shadow top. Great martial artist? Chen Yang looked at the man in front of him a little strangely. He couldn't remember when he had sinned against this man. If he guessed right, it should be the first time he met him. Could it be that he guessed wrong, and the other party's target is not him? Chen Yang's avatar watched silently from a distance. This man named Xiao Jun seemed to be looking for something. The super sensor told Chen Yang that his target was himself. For the sake of safety, Chen Yang left the site. He hid in the distance and observed Xiao Jun approaching step by step with his perspective talent. Where did this kid go? Why did he disappear all of a sudden? Xiao Jun stood on a tree and muttered, but he didn't notice that there was a dark shadow silently watching him 1,000 meters away. Xiao Jun has been following Chen Yang since Yinqing, and Chen Yang's speed has surpassed that of a junior martial artist. In order not to be discovered by Chen Yang, Xiao Jun chased very uncomfortable. If he knew that Chen Yang didn't run with all his strength, he didn't know how he would feel. A few minutes later, Xiao Jun finally arrived at the first site. He used his vitality to explore the site suspiciously outside, but the inside was empty. Xiao Jun rushed into the site with a stride. His talent was activated, and he soon noticed the traces left by Chen Yang just now. Damn, where did you go? Xiao Jun couldn't help but curse out. Chen Yang finally confirmed that Xiao Jun's target was himself. He carefully hid it, hesitating whether to leave or not. It just so happens that I want to use my avatar to pretend to be a teacher and go to Zhao's house. Why don't I practice with this guy first? For the first time, Chen Yang judged that the other party was sent by the Zhao family. Thinking of this, he teleported away from the main body and controlled the clone to slowly approach. Xiao Jun moved his ears. He heard the sound of Chen Yang's clone approaching, and his expression brightened. After tracking for almost an hour, he finally got close to the target. Hello, who are you? Chen Yang's avatar showed a puzzled expression, Xiao Jun smiled coldly and shot instantly. Damn it, why don't you say something? Chen Yang's avatar quickly dodged and pulled the distance to more than 100 meters. The distance of 100 meters is only a second for a great martial artist, probably because Chen Yang felt that there was no way to escape. So Xiao Jun slowed down his body. You are Chen Yang, right? Xiao Jun asked directly. Why? Could it be that you are the lackey of the Zhao family? Chen Yang said coldly. The Zhao family? The Zhao family is also worthy of me. Xiao Jun directly denied it. You are not from the Zhao family. Why did you attack me? Chen Yang was taken aback for a moment. He didn't expect that he made a wrong judgment. Remember your sinful Zhang family in the casino? It's them? How much did they pay you to kill me? Chen Yang fixed his eyes and asked, Did you kill my daughter? Xiao Jun suddenly said, inexplicably, Daughter? Chen Yang suddenly realized that the Xiao Ling who chased and killed him was his daughter. No wonder she found him. Who are you? Your daughter has nothing to do with me. I don't know her. Chen Yang lied. Sophistry. I have observed the traces of the scene. It must be you. Xiao Jun seemed to have lost his patience. 2 daggers appeared in his palms, and he disappeared with a whoosh. Chen Yang isn't afraid either. Isn't this the best training target for a mid-level great martial artist? Divine speed. Chen Yang planned to have a head-on collision with him. Although the speed force could not hurt Zhou Yuan at all, the opponent was a high-level martial artist after all, and he also possessed the field of strength. Give the captain a little more time, maybe he will break through to the Grandmaster. But Xiao Jun is different for Zhao Quan. One of them is a middle-level great martial artist, and the other is a high-level great martial artist, and neither of them has any fields. Compared with Captain Zhou, they are not 130 points behind. Chen Yang didn't use the power domain, but first tested it with the speed force. You want to know whether he could compete with the middle-level great martial artist relying on the speed force alone. Vitality compound. Chen Yang used Yuanli to control and transform into a big knife. Although Xiao Jun's speed was very fast, it still seemed to slow down in the field of super speed force. Oh! The sword and the dagger collided with each other, and Xiao Jun's body flew out. Xiao Jun's face was full of embarrassment, and he never expected that he would fall into a disadvantage in a pure competition of strength. Sure enough, you comprehended the speed force. Xiao Jun stabilized his body. He no longer hesitated and directly used the shadow talent. As for the shadow talent, Chen Yang also experienced it once at the warrior training ground. This talent has a very bug. That is, it can hide in the shadow and assassinate the target at any time. If I didn't know about your special talent, I might have really let you succeed. Seeing Xiao Jun turning into a black shadow, Chen Yang hurried away. Xiao Jun chased after him angrily. He never imagined that Chen Yang, who was going to fight to the death with him just now, became cowardly in an instant. Damn it! If I knew it, I would have sneaked in from the beginning. If the previous assassination method was followed, Xiao Jun would never say another word. But this time, the person he wants to kill is the person who killed his own daughter. How can he be reconciled if the other party dies for no reason? Xiao Jun maximized his speed, but he was surprised to find that he couldn't catch up with Chen Yang. After chasing for half an hour, Xiao Jun finally stopped. Why don't you chase after me? I just finished warming up. Seeing the black shadow behind him stop, Chen Yang also stopped, leaning against the tree and mockingly. Boy, don't think that I don't know you. The vitality in your body should be running out. Obediently send your head, and I will leave you a whole body. Xiao Jun said harshly. TSK, TSK, TSK. If you want to kill me, you have to stand still. Do all your killers have brains like this? I'm really ashamed of you. Chen Yang pretended to be scared and said, if it wasn't for not knowing how to deal with the shadow talent, Chen Yang wouldn't be bothered to beep with him. Xiao Jun didn't know what Chen Yang was thinking at this time. 1/5 of the vitality in his body had been consumed. According to Chen Yang's state, half of the vitality would have to be used anyway. But Xiao Jun miscalculated. Chen Yang not only possessed the cultivation talent of intermediate level comprehension, but also learned the combat skill of Yuanli control, and the opponent's Yuanqi recovery speed was even faster than his own. Although Xiao Jun had already run with all his strength, Chen Yang still had some strength left, and the vitality in his body was still very abundant, so it would not be a problem to run for half a day. Xiao Jun turned pale with anger after hearing Chen Yang's ridicule. He stopped talking, took out a black bottle from his pocket, and poured out a red pill. Chen Yang looked at the red pill with a hint of doubt. It is obviously not a good thing to see Xiao Jun's serious face. Since it is used at this time, it must be helpful to him. Sure enough, after swallowing the red pill, Xiao Jun's face became much ruddy. He stopped talking, and his figure disappeared in place again. Accompanies the shadows. Xiao Jun used the shadow talent combat skills, and Chen Yang hurriedly left the place when he saw the situation, but he was surprised to find that he couldn't get rid of the shadow behind him, but the distance between the two was getting closer. What is this? Chen Yang cursed in his heart. Following this trend, within a quarter of an hour, he would be caught up. You forced me, the shadow talent, right? I want you to have no darkness to hide from. Chen Yang raised his hands, and a cage full of flames appeared in front of him. Chen Yang rushed into the flame cage without hesitation, which he made based on the principle of the shadowless lamp. Flame also belongs to light. In a cage surrounded by flames on 6 sides, Xiao Jun can no longer hide in the shadows. He naive. Xiao Jun's black shadow suddenly expanded infinitely and enveloped the entire flame cage, looking like a black sphere from the outside. Miscalculation. Chen Yang was a little annoyed. How could he forget that he would also be trapped? It's not that Chen Yang is not smart enough, but that he doesn't have enough actual combat experience, and he doesn't know the talent of shadow at all. Anyway, it's a clone. Let me see how powerful you are. Chen Yang made up his mind to observe the ability of the shadow talent carefully. Now he is in a cage of flames. Although he is surrounded by darkness outside the cage, Xiao Jun has to break through this layer of flames if he wants to hurt him. Xiao Jun also understood very well that he controlled the darkness slowly and slowly like a cage of flames, and the suppressive power of the great martial artist was displayed at this moment. The shadow talent and the flame collided, and Chen Yang felt powerless for a moment. Although he can usually fight across realms, in terms of talent alone, he is still not as powerful as a great martial artist. I won't play with you anymore. Chen Yang used teleportation to appear outside the darkness, and the speed force was instantly deployed, and Chen Yang used all his talents to the extreme. Blast me! Chen Yang punched the black ball, and under his burst of extreme strength, the black ball disappeared instantly. Xiao Jun didn't expect that Chen Yang would suddenly appear behind him. He was defenseless, and he vomited blood after being hit by Chen Yang with all his strength. How did you do it? Aren't you surrounded by my shadow talents? Xiao Jun asked unwillingly. There are still many things you don't know. I didn't want to be your enemy, but since the beam has been formed, I'm sorry. I can only blame your bad luck. Chen Yang disappeared in place, and the knife of Yuan Chi Hua Wu abruptly slashed at Xiao Jun from behind. So that's it. You've been hiding your space talent. Xiao Jun shadowed his body in time. Under the influence of Chen Yang's various talents, if he hadn't reacted quickly enough, this knife might have killed him. Mind control, phantom sound, mental pollution. Chen Yang didn't intend to give Xiao Jun another chance. The 3 kinds of mental power talents erupted instantly. Xiao Jun felt a sharp pain in his brain, and suddenly he was exhausted and lost the chance to resist. The shading could not be maintained, and Xiao Jun's body appeared. Chen Yang's broadsword chopped off Xiao Jun's head with burning flames. In the field of super speed and force, Xiao Jun was like a fat sheep waiting to be slaughtered, without the slightest chance to resist. Looking at the dead Xiao Jun, Chen Yang had a clearer understanding of his own strength. He beheaded Xiao Jun, a middle-ranked great martial artist, without even using his power domain. Even if he was facing a high-ranking great martial artist, as long as the other party had no domain, Chen Yang was not afraid at this time. After copying Xiao Jun's talent, Chen Yang burned the corpse and the traces of the battle. After confirming that there was nothing missing, Chen Yang left the woods. The Zhang family didn't know at this time that the killers they had sent had died, and even the great martial artist had died in Chen Yang's hands. Of course, Chen Yang would not let the other party go so easily. It was the Zhang family casino who secretly set up a trick to bully his brother. It's not bad that I didn't settle accounts with him, but I sent people to assassinate me again and again. Chen Yang must avenge this revenge. If the Zhang family knew what was going on in Chen Yang's mind, they would have cried out for injustice. They had indeed bribed a killer to assassinate Chen Yang. But when they saw Chen Yang appearing at the warrior training ground unharmed, they already knew that their plan had failed, and they fled Yinqing overnight. Through the news reports, they understood that Chen Yang, who had broken through to a martial artist, was already unable to handle it. So how dare they call a great martial artist to assassinate Chen Yang? Even if there are great martial artists who are willing to take over the business, they don't have enough cash as a reward. All of this was Xiao Jun's own choice. After learning that the Zhang family invited his daughter to assassinate him, he investigated clues overnight. Combined with Chen Yang's unscathed return to Yinqing and the traces of the battle, he was sure that his daughter died at the hands of Chen Yang. It can only be said that if you steal a chicken, you will lose money, and you will end up ruining yourself. Chen Yang came to the second site, and there was still no trace of anyone visiting this site. Chen Yang took the food out of the space pocket after disabling the avatar talent. The appearance of Xiao Jun was just a small episode for him. After wolfing down the Chinese food, Chen Yang tempered his body again. Because of his realm, Chen Yang practiced Huanjue very quickly. In just one day, Chen Yang had reached the level of skin refining. Now Chen Yang already possessed 20 tons of strength. Even if he didn't use his vitality, Zhao Minghui couldn't catch his punch. This body training is really good. If I cultivate to the level of meat refining, plus the talent of the divine body, I should be able to withstand the simultaneous display of the speed force domain and the power domain. Chen Yang still remembered that when he was sparring with Captain Zhou, using both the strength domain and the speed force domain at the same time almost caused the divine body to collapse. Now that he has the body training method, he can use the two fields at will in a short time. In this way, Chen Yang practiced at the second site for a full week and finally reached the level of Zogshan in leather refining. It should be almost there. Next, it's time to kill a few beasts to draw blood. The second level of body refining is meat refining, which requires a large amount of high-quality ferocious beast blood as the absorbed energy. Chen Yang thought for a while, if he practiced with the blood of the corruptor, he would even feel like vomiting. It seems that he either needs to use the blood of the spirit fox, or he has to find another beast. Let's go to the Linghu territory first. Chen Yang was thinking. He has wasted a lot of time now, and there is still 1 week left, and he must raise the realm of body refining to meat refining. After packing up his things, Chen Yang galloped towards Linghu's territory. This place is close to Linghu's territory. It didn't take long for Chen Yang to come to the mountains, based on his memory. The mountain range is still the same as before, but lacks the breath of a beast. Chen Yang used his talent of perspective to search. Except for some wild beasts and birds, Chen Yang did not find any trace of Linghu. Could it be that they migrated? Chen Yang came again to the cave where the alien species stayed before, and it was empty. Even the black crystal disappeared. It seems to be the case. It must be that the alien species felt unsafe and left with the black crystal. This is troublesome. Where can I find her? There are 3 main purposes of Chen Yang this time. The first is to practice Huanjuju to reach the level of meat refining. The second is to learn from other species. He is very curious whether a species like Tan Ro still has human thinking. The third is to find a way to get the black crystal. Although the black crystal is very dangerous, since it can be studied by humans, it should not be a problem as long as he is careful. But now that the alien species has disappeared, it is difficult to accomplish his second and third goals.